But see, Dennis brings up examples of you need to look at a YouTube video of somebody living in Afghanistan.
On this week's episode, we discuss why we're all hypocrites.
Damn, I don't even know how to enter this topic so much.
Well, I mean, you said that something about Nate and Denis and Joe can bridge the gap somehow, based on the topic.
Well, yeah. All right, yeah. So I guess maybe I'll say, and then you can kind of form it into like a more official thing, I guess. But so when we look at other people who are acting out, right? And I have a prime example, right? Do you remember about a month or two back when Asa like flipped out on us at the gym?
It's funny that you say this because actually I was talking about Nate, this example. But go ahead, bring it up.
Right. He's on our team now, our basketball team now. But probably about 2 months ago or so, he flipped out on us because Elder does like a sneaky thing, right? So we were playing on opposite teams, right? And Ace is on the other team. We're playing like pickup ball, right? And Eldar twice pretended to be on his team, like he asked for the ball, like he called for it, right? And he got tricked, and he gave it twice to Eldar.
Wow, what a
you know what's happening?
Eldar
so we're running down the court, and he's
so
on offense. He's about to shoot or whatever, and I'm like, pass me the ball.
Right.
I'm against him, and he accidentally passes it to me.
And that is very frustrating, obviously, right? I do this all the time now, too, which is very fun. It's very fun to do, right? Yeah. So Asa flipped out. He started to yell. He started to curse.
We were trolling
was like,
him, yeah.
the fuck you guys doing? Like, he just went batshit crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And this was probably, I think, a Saturday, right? He flipped out on us, whatever happens. Next week comes, on Saturday, right? He apologizes.
No,
right?
I think it's the next day or next week.
No, next week. Yeah, okay. He apologizes.
He found us upstairs in the gym working out.
Yes.
And he came to us.
Yeah.
And he said
he apologized to us. He was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, whatever. We squashed it, right? Mm-hmm. Then, the next day, on Sunday, I think this is without you, I'm sitting for next, and he's also sitting for next, and we're about to play on the same team after we already squashed it. While we're watching the current game play out, Scott from the gym, he yells and flips out at somebody else, right?
Scott's the old man.
Yeah. He flips out, starts yelling, cursing, everything, same way as Asa did, right? And Asa said next to me, and Asa's like, "Wow, I can't believe that was me last week."
Yes.
Right. That's so it's like I helped point it out to him, and I was like, "Yo," that was you last week," and he was like, "Yeah, I cannot believe that I did that, or I acted that way." Yeah. So this topic, I would say, it involves us because that like when we're in a moment and we're acting a certain way, we don't know like who we are, and we almost like disassociate and like black out for that identity. So when people are like, "Yo, you actually react the same way that he reacts," you're like, "Hell no, like that's not me."
Yeah, that's
right?
quickly forgotten.
Yes. Right, so like we almost don't know who we are at the moment when we lose our cool or we like lose like sight of things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, this is so. What's the question?
So I don't know how to like why does that happen? Like why can't we believe that we act the same way that someone else is acting when
in
we're
a
like
very dirty way? Yes. Okay. Understand? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why? Huh. Why can't we? Right? Why can't we see that? Like
not even that though. I'm not sure if it's like why can't we see ourselves or why or maybe even why do we have such harsh reactions when we see someone else do it?
Oh, okay.
Why I thought can't we be like, oh, he's helping out because he got upset? Like that's understandable.
Like I did last week.
Yeah. Why do we have to be like, whoa, that guy? Like, he's angry. Yeah. Like, he's crazy.
That's a very good point.
Right? Yeah. When they themselves act that same way.
Well,
see, but to them, it's like a level to it.
Yeah.
There is levels, though. We don't act like Scott acts, but we also get angry.
No, but it's a good example that he brought. It was probably very similar to what Asa did with us and Scott. it was probably very, very close.
Yeah, I'm talking
That was a
about
very good
examples
example.
when it is similar,
Similar, yeah.
right? But the other person does not feel it's similar,
Correct.
right? Like
Yeah.
maybe
I mean,
like
Nate and Denis
Nate
has
and
had
Denis.
several situations.
Yeah, Nate thinks that like Dennis reacts poorly and
yeah.
he rubs shit in people's faces, and Dennis is like, "What are you talking about? Like
you do this the same.
you do this,"
yeah.
and he's like, "No, I don't do it that way." So like, there's two people who like maybe in our eyes are probably doing something very similar,
That's a very good question.
but they see things completely different. Why is that?
Is it? Do you guys think it's because we don't know ourselves?
And it's even more wild because if you think about it this way, the person who's doing something, they're doing that, right? And
Yeah.
then the person who's also judging somebody else, they're also the ones judging themselves. So it's actually like
Yes.
the same person who is acting
And do-
this
yes,
way
yes.
and the same person who's judging it.
Who's
So
judging it.
so it's not even like
That's
like
a form of bipolar that you could say.
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like
Moment to
D acting crazy and then looking at Nate saying, "Damn, that's crazy."
Yeah, yes, yeah. But he's actually saying the same stuff to himself
Yes.
about himself.
I feel like maybe we're quick to judge others, but when we act that way, I think that we justify it. Like we're justifying our reasons, our
Yeah.
reactions, or like this guy's being an asshole, so I'm gonna be an asshole to him or her or whatever, Versus when you see it happening, I think it's so
Yeah,
much
the
faster
real-
to
yeah,
just point the finger,
yes.
like, oh, that guy's being crazy.
And it's even more frustrating when what you mentioned this scenario with me and Nate, like if the other person who's pointing out that you do something, and you're looking at that person say it, and the mouth who it's coming out of like really does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's even more infuriating because it's like, yo, are you serious?
Yeah.
But
But it doesn't make them not right.
Yes, correct. Correct. It doesn't make them not right with what they're saying. They're like, "Hey, Dennis, you actually flipping out," and he's like, "Are you serious, dude? Are you serious? Like, how can you even how can you tell me this kind of stuff?"
Yeah.
He is spot on in that moment because he's following a particular moment that is separated from the Nate who was angry 30 seconds ago.
Yes, but I agree with Kat's point where like
Yeah, well, Nate's stuff was justified and his is not.
Well, no,
Wait,
no,
to him,
no.
his stuff was justified.
yeah,
and
yeah.
to
The
him
person
is
who
not.
the person who's acting out, they justify it to themselves, which is why they're
Yes.
like fine with it or maybe oblivious to
Correct.
it. But the question is, if that's the case, is what's happening because when the person is justifying it to themselves, they're not doing that consciously, right? Because why can't they justify it the same way when they see someone else do it and have compassion for that
Yeah,
person?
because I think you're
the
right.
same way that they have compassion for themselves, right?
Themselves,
When
yes.
they're acting that way.
Yes.
Is it because
And
one act is conscious and the other isn't?
I think it could be a variety
Yes.
of things. I think it could be ego, and it could be a different set of values and principles. So the context of the situation is, to an outsider looking in, I think it could be, the same situation, but in the context of how somebody places their values internally, says this type of way is acceptable, this type of way is unacceptable. So it's the way that you're internalizing processing, right? So in those examples, like, I'm pretty aware if I'm upset.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm pretty aware when I'm upset. Like, there are some people who are completely unaware. So the moment I'll even call it, I'll even say it. I was like, this is not the reaction that I may want to have, but this is why I feel it's justified. It's not just like blind. So I think we have to categorize it like, is it somebody who's completely blind and reactionary, or is it somebody who's kind of self-aware enough to know like they're responding, but why are they responding in that manner? So I think again, it's two different sets of values.
Yes.
In terms of how you're internalizing it.
But
I agree
but
with
the
that.
premise in general is
Yes.
is kind of saying that like that person is blind is what we're saying.
That's the thing is to his
Yeah.
own, because he's
Based
being held
on those
hostage based on
values.
those values. The values
Yes.
is just justification, gives him the justification as to why he's behaving the way he is. So like it's a perfect example because Dennis is one type of person and Nate is a different type of person. What he values, he completely violates, and vice versa. What he values, he violates.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So based on that, this
But like
truth.
if Nate
Yes.
knows, if Nate knows this,
Yeah.
right? Why can't
no,
he?
I think he's thinking about it now. I don't think he knows this in the moment.
Yeah. So
Right now
in-
he's
in
thinking.
the moment we're arguing.
Yeah.
We're then saying
But
that regardless, that's an
Yes.
it could be as simple as I disagree
Unconscious
with those
thing.
values based on how you're approaching this type of situation.
Yeah.
yes,
So I don't know
but
about
you're
in the
not
moment.
conscious about that. in the moment.
I think I am conscious of it.
Because if you were conscious about it, you would share that same compassion to him, knowing that he has his own values, and by you even saying that to begin with, you're not respecting.
You're not even listening.
His values.
You're reacting.
Yeah, if you were conscious, but I'm arguing that
if you have a
not.
value and it's going against your value,
yes,
it's okay to have a disagreement.
But you know ahead of time that both people have different values. So if you knew that ahead of time,
you would never get into an argument.
To begin with.
Correct. See,
and
right now you're saying it very consciously, and I agree that right now, if in the moment you go into it knowing, saying, hey, actually he's reacting the way he is because of the value, you will not react the same way you do.
Let's use the example of like this morning where he asked me why I was distraught. And I realized kind of like, well, that's kind of, and I exited. So, I mean, like, is that an example of not engaging?
Yes, correct. That is a good example. Because you actually reason through as to know, like, I know what he's asking.
What he's asking.
Yes. And that was that's a good example, yeah.
I mean, my action, I think,
but ultimately,
may have been selfish because
and then how did it sit with you? And how did that sit with you, that decision?
Better. Because I had to find my own I needed to preserve my energy and find my internal peace through the struggle that I'm going through.
That's right.
I feel like he also just set a boundary.
Correct.
Like that was a clear
he didn't
boundary
set a boundary. No, he
in
didn't.
a sense.
In that
like
moment,
not engaging.
He tried twice, Catherine. Like even later, he came back and tried to reapproach the conversation. I was like, "What's your problem?" You know, I'm sorry, Catherine.
You're fine.
Damn, you're just a horrible person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no,
I'm
fine.
The context of what happened was,
sorry guys.
You know, like he approached the context of where like I'm like in a place where like I'm struggling through something, and it's like I kind of tell like it's like he's asking me not because it's a care ask, it's more like I want to kind of just get the dirt on the inside.
The goss, the hot goss.
The hot goss.
And
that is hot goss.
I actually have a question around
goss.
that.
Yeah.
What Nate was saying. Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis. What Nate was saying, like Nate said, like y'all have something going on.
He's always fucking fidgeting, bro. You're
I
right.
Needed a drink, yo.
No, like
he's always going.
Yo,
to
that's it, yo.
somewhere.
Keep this on, bro.
Give him the flag, yo.
No, you gotta understand. So I just edited it all week. The number one offender was this guy.
This guy right here.
And he's always talking in the background. Like,
Yo, Tony's been saying this about him. Like, yo, he's always going to fucking bathroom.
He's going to
He
pee.
needs to
He's
take a toke
had
before every
yeah, and he moves like
he's always.
So is he present or is he not present?
It's nowhere to be found, bro.
We know this.
He's a duct tape
always in the fridge.
I'm actually
Yo, we videoed this shit. He's duct tape, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, remember this shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yo, he's duct tape. We duct tape.
He was
You
half
can't go nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Fine.
Half of
We're
episode.
gonna beat this shit out of him.
Half of episode 1, he was cooking something in the back.
Because I was making drinks.
Actually, Mike was the one that made all the drinks for everyone.
I made all the drinks so everybody can have a good time.
I'm just like happy that it wasn't me because I like he was like,
that.
oh, that throat thing,
Oh,
yeah.
tapping. I was like, damn, I feel like I have to hide under this
He's
table.
on top of the pole.
Also, how was
I
Abe
know.
know who was the offender?
He doesn't know anything.
Kat, I did not like what you just said. There's no reason. Be yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Just basic house rules. That's all. You do everything that you want to do.
Great.
Because my boss said everybody's real natural, side has to come out.
Yeah, you have to be.
I'm a little bit high, Kat.
Yeah.
Also, I can't.
Yeah, but
Same
I have a
here.
question.
Same
Yeah.
here.
Listen, back to the topic, Tony.
I also want to take it around back to one question, but you guys definitely go for it.
Go ahead,
No,
Tony.
finish
your
your
thought.
Who was
No,
finishing?
I was
Or
just gonna say
Anyway.
that like I can agree with Nate's approach, but I also think like one level up of that would be where he doesn't need to make a decision whether something is going to like affect you or not. If he can sense that like this is what D is doing and this is who he is and how he's asking, he could play with it.
it's a serious
Correct.
And then he never has to be in that situation where you need to feel any kind of way, right?
Yes.
Like he really wanted to hear why you're crying, why you got emotional, right? And like if you can fast enough like see like how he's asking and what he's doing that versus making you feel some kind of way and then having to like pivot to like protect yourself, you can acknowledge that from certain people and play with it. Like Tommy, he comes in here with a million things and there a lot of times they're just nonsense ideas or stuff like that. When he comes in and he's like, guys, I got something to tell you.
Yeah.
How does everybody feel immediately?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, everybody knows what time it is, right?
That's it. Yeah, we
he
know.
asks you
Totally,
that?
I understand this, but I'm gonna add one thing here.
No, but
You
to
have
be on his
you have
side.
to be in a good
Place, yes.
be
You
able
have to be a
do
little
that.
bit better.
That's what I
not-
just said. The
but-
next level
yeah.
up.
Yes,
is-
he
That's
said
it.
the next level
But
up.
I understand this. We all understand this.
Yeah.
It's
you
like
saying
what Dennis
What about
just
for the
told me.
small-
Dennis
smaller
just told me
range
this in the
But at
parking
this
lot.
point,
Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
not at that
he's doing
point
the
where
No one
same
is
thing.
saying
I'm
that.
doing
Yes.
what's healthy
Trying
for
to
the
solve
I'm
different
moment.
feeling
I
better.
agree with that. I'm just
That's
saying that the
why.
next
Yeah.
level up would be to
That's why you're able to
acknowledge
do
that
that.
quick, and then be able to have fun with it, so you never get affected by someone trying to like
Yeah.
bother you about
It's
something.
funny you mentioned
That's
Been
Tommy.
in those types of
Yeah.
places, and I know what that is. This is not where I'm at. If I'm at a place where
I would
I'm
like to
hey,
experience one of those.
Yo,
No. But
Agreed.
no. But to argue that point too, you are very close to it because you were able to identify what was happening. So because if you were able to identify what was happening, you can have a switch as to take it to the second step.
Yeah,
What he's
you're
saying
paying
is that
attention.
it's to play around.
But
I'm not at the point of being able to play around because
you were
I just had a very big heartbreak.
Sure.
I'm heartbroken,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not at that point. So even switching it on in the moment of like how deep I am in my feelings and my
Yeah.
emotions in that moment,
Yeah.
even with the switch, I'm trying to preserve the energy to kind of process and deal with my emotions. I needed that time for me. So I get what you guys are saying, and I agree with that. But in that moment, I can't engage with that because I need to
But
just
you
let
did.
my emotions.
That's what you did. You actually did that. You did engage with it the right way. If you continue to engage the right way, you will harvest more energy. This is not a matter of you giving away energy. No, you're protecting yourself and you're having fun. Therefore, you're collecting more energy. This is what he's talking about. The next step is to be able to do that. And I think that's not giving. That's taking. You know what I'm saying? You already did a really good job by understanding what was happening, right? And pivoting. That's great. You preserved yourself. Then you can also feel yourself by going along. But I know you're in a tough place right now, so it's harder to go there. But I think one day you will. Hopefully.
Yeah,
It's funny
and
that
we
you
all,
mentioned-
in all moments throughout the day, we all have different emotions. Different things are going on. Sleep, no sleep, relationship stuff, friendship stuff, financial stuff, work
Not being
stuff,
able to go take a shit.
right?
Yeah.
So with this, right, that's where if you're conscious enough, you do what's best for you in that moment, and you engage how you can. The goal is to just make sure it's just healthy.
Yeah.
So I agree that is the best, and to have that probably most of the time.
But you're
But
striving
being
towards that.
self-aware, huh?
You're striving towards that. No
You're
matter how you
striving
spin
towards that, but you're being self-aware enough to know what you can engage with in that moment.
it. Yeah.
You know, so I
That's
agree.
the first step, sure.
Yeah, but the key to feeling good consistently
Yeah.
is
It's have that ability
that
to pivot.
becomes the norm of your every interaction. That's when you feel very good, because like you're like free flowing whatever way that you want to free flow, regardless of what is coming at you, because
Yeah.
you can't control how anyone here reacts, whether we're sensitive or not sensitive, or whether like
Correct. Yeah.
D's being an asshole or I'm being an asshole.
He tries to do
whoever
with
is.
anger.
Yes, yes. That's where we find it funny at those times. But the goal is it's like whatever is being thrown at you, you play with it. You play all sports. He's throwing a football at you, you play football. If he's throwing a tennis ball at you, you play tennis too. That's it.
I mean, that's advanced, but yeah, 100%. I mean, that's exactly I think the whole point of it.
That's why when Tom comes in and he's like, "Yo, what the hell you guys are talking about?"
Real estate
Tom
investor.
joining you as a real estate investor and becoming like a mogul. Others, I don't play that sport.
That's it.
That's it.
He
Like,
said, "I'm down for this. I want to do extra."
Yeah.
income." I said, "Okay, cool. Look at this property."
yeah,
It's a random thing
Yeah.
that I just pulled up, and he was ready to run with it.
Yeah.
He went.
I still can't.
Kat was sitting there, and she's like,
Yeah.
"What is happening
I'm like,
here?"
Yeah.
what?
I'm
You
over here
see?
playing a game.
Yeah.
Kat's like, "Are we about to buy a place in Montclair?" You know what I mean? We might actually buy it. You know what I mean? If it goes that far,
yeah, but he would have to play a lot.
you have to play a lot.
And we know also that Tommy does not have the stamina to play a lot.
Tommy doesn't.
He
Yeah.
forgot about it.
He
already.
forgot about it. He got scared. He got burnt out. He saw a whole bunch of problems. He shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
the point. I was gonna have fun.
Yeah,
You know, in the expense of his stupidity.
yeah. Because also
Oh,
all of us,
how about his impulsiveness?
yeah, or because in general in like our relationships, all of us, promise different things or
Yeah.
do different things.
Mhm.
And if we were to take all those things at face
Seriously.
value, right? Like someone's supposed to show up at 2. And then, like, Elder comes at 2:45. You'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he's an asshole, he's late, like, whatever. Or, you could play with it. Like, whatever it is, right? So, like, we would all be constantly angry at each other if we just, like, if everybody had to, I guess, keep their word 100%, for example.
Yeah. So how do you
Every
tie
single
this?
time.
How do you tie that strategy back to the topic?
Well,
at hand?
the first answer that I could think about is that, like, it comes back down to awareness, right? Because we're saying that, like, if we were aware that one person thinks values one thing, or right, and the other person values another thing, if you're aware of that on a moment-to-moment basis, you would not react the way that you react, and you would not think that like, yo, that person's a horrible monster. Because like when like we see, for example, Nate lashing out or being crazy, you know, everyone's like, yo, what, like, holy shit, like,
Yeah.
right, he's a bad guy, right? But like we don't know like what's at that moment we may not know what's happening.
Well,
right?
we do. Yeah, we do. So we know.
Yes, right. So yeah, it's like the comparisons come when you're not aware of those truths.
But it comes down to, again, being aware enough to see things for what they are and not jump into any type of conclusions.
Yes, but if that's not conditioned, then
That's
that's
over
going to
for you.
be very hard.
That's
And
over
you're
for
going to always be that like, yo, your grass is better than the other guy's grass. That
Yeah.
you react better.
Yeah.
You're a nicer guy. You're a more
And your shit is
compassionate guy.
justified and theirs isn't.
Theirs isn't, right? Yeah, because you're just not understanding
Yeah.
of what's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
I think you get totally owned probably if you realize that you're both reacting this bad way and that person has a better reason for doing it.
Yeah.
That might be where you get owned completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like yeah.
But that's like what you're given is like the solution to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm not sure if it's like how realistic of a solution it is.
No, yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think it's very hard.
Yeah. So ultimately, the question is, why do we judge, right, the other person for doing an identical thing that we usually do, but we don't judge ourselves as much as we do?
Oh, that I had a question about that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're kind of bringing it in.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying.
I wanted for example, it doesn't matter who's judging who. Let's say Nate is judging Dennis for something, and Dennis gets upset because he's like, "No, wait, that's something that you do, right?" Are we making an assumption that when someone judges us for whatever reason, that they are not guilty of the same? You know?
If someone is not judging us,
Like for example, it'll piss Dennis off if Dennis is judging him if Nate is judging him for something that he does as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, wait a second, you're judging me, but you do the same
Yeah.
thing. So
But it doesn't have
Are
to be
we-
the same thing too. He'll bring in other points like, yo, but you're doing all this wrong. You can't even talk.
okay.
So it's both. It could be the same thing or it could be all other things.
So only someone that seemingly has it has things like more put together can judge us? Is that how we,
Well, that's a good question.
you know?
In that moment, Dennis probably feels like he's a little bit higher, right? On the scale,
Well,
because
You saying that about me? You?
because you make that statement. He says, "Are you serious, dude? Like, look at what you
Like, are you
look,
judging
like,
me?
how could-
like,
like,
where
you
does that
haven't
come
even-
from? Is what I want to like. You know, where does that come from? Like,
It comes
you judging me?
It comes from
You know?
not actually wanting to know the truth of the situation at that moment, but comparing a whole body of work instead, because
Yeah.
that body of work, it gives you a pass. Does that make sense?
I like the body of work thing, but I don't understand it.
So for example, if Nate is judging you, right, and let's just say he may not react that same way, so it's a different thing, but his life is all fucked up, right? You're at that moment not wanting to like,
I get it.
You're basically saying that your body of work of being, I don't know, a good person or having your shit together is greater than Nate's,
Right,
and because of that, you get a pass at that moment for what you do.
right.
Right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
And we do that in general, I think, because like we're not after the truth of the scenario. Because realistically, if you're lashing out at somebody, right, and it's going someone like and that person who like calls you out for it, right? Even if they're also an offender of lashing out, the truth of the matter is that you are lashing out. Like, what does it have to do with me having my shit together with how you're acting right now?
It's
but because you don't want to
unbiased action, right? But
yeah, like it does not have to do with me, but because at that moment you don't want to be judged or you don't want to find out the truth of the scenario, you automatically go into your conditioning, which is comparing body of work. Overall, I got my shit together more, therefore,
yes,
right? You
Yes.
shouldn't be talking. Here.
yeah.
I think
Even
But that's
though
not has anything to do. Our bodies of work here does
No,
not
they're
have
comparable.
anything to do
And
Like,
you-
with
like,
what
look
this
where
current
you're-
moment
look
is.
where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's like saying like, Oh, sorry, go.
No, you're fine. No, I think it's we don't like judgment, right?
Yeah, I think it's like we don't like judgment, and we don't want to actually know what the truth is at that moment. Like we might not be ready to actually find out who we are at that moment. So our defense is saying like, yeah, I did bad here, but overall, I'm a good person. So let's not even go into that.
And this like imaginary scale of where we put people like, oh, this person has it more, like they're more together than I am, so like they can judge me, but this person that's over here,
Right.
like, regardless, your actions have nothing to do with where they stand and how they judge
so
you.
what's happening actually, you both commit a sin against one another because you, like Dennis, right? Nate's still a human being, has a lot to offer and has insight. He could not tap into that.
Regardless of where he is.
Yes, he cannot tap into that because of the fact of his status.
Ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's ego. It's
ego.
It's like that's his guard based off of his experience
Yes.
in his life, saying,
Right.
"I've been through some shit. I figured some stuff out. I'm not in that
So you
state. I
can't
define
talk.
that state as if you're lower than me,
Right.
and I'm not gonna take in anything that you have to say, and I'm always gonna put you down.
Yeah.
And that's
Or-
kind of like the order of operations as to what's going on.
Yeah.
Or his
in that moment,
like
yeah.
maybe like a defense mechanism for feeling judged. Nobody
And
likes
vice-
to feel
and vice
judged.
versa. of course.
But the thing is,
That, why are
the
you
good thing
speaking
is,
for me?
the
Because
good
that's not
thing
the
is,
case. I don't view you beneath me.
No.
I view you as a peer, like eye to
Up
eye.
where? Up here is where? You're on the floor technically. So what's the height?
That's absolutely fine. But I'm just saying, like I view people eye to eye.
You
Like
do.
I don't. That's
Wow.
your impression, and that's typically.
I'd like to-
You know what's
You
interesting?
like
is the
to rebuttal that
conversation.
shit.
Yeah,
No, I'd like
It's
to-
a conversation. It's a conversation.
Prosthetic eye?
It's a
I mean,
conversation.
the phenomenon that we're talking about is actually
It's what's happening right
what's
now.
happening now.
Yeah.
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 No, but listen, it's legitimately a perception, and this is kind of the conversation that we're having earlier, is how we view ourselves and what we're viewing, right? And it's more like life is a mirror. Like, Eldar, what we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
it's like, typically when we judge somebody else, it's typically a judgment on ourselves. It's what we struggle with. It's pretty much a mirror, and it's like, he says, like, you don't view me that way. He's already viewed everybody that way, like, you guys all view me like beneath you, but what do you know? Because these are the things that I've done. He's built this thing and this image inside. So no, I never viewed you. I've
Is it-
tried to take you as openly as I can.
Nate, I think I
Most of
understand
the
what you're
time.
saying, and of course I do. I am guilty of all this that we're talking about. However, I think you're lying to yourself if, like, for instance, it happened many times over these couple of weeks. I'm giving you advice, right? And I'm seeing that you're checked out because, like, you're looking at me like,
Did
yo,
I
why
ask
is
you
this?
for advice, Dennis, when you're giving
Well,
that
see,
advice?
there you go.
No, but that's the honest to God thing. Like, I'm
But
at a
why-
point
but
where
why-
I'm trying
why
to
does it
deal with
even-
what I'm dealing with inside, and you're not being mindful.
Well, hold on a second.
In
hold on a
that
second.
moment.
If you're around all day long, every day, and you're telling people your story, it is open season for those people you're constantly telling the story to
And
to
the
at least
moment
have
when
some sort of
you're
opinion.
coming to me-
Unless they're enlightened, of
A
course.
lot of times you're approaching this proactively.
I
Not
don't know
when
what
it's
I
in
don't
the
know.
moment
You're
of the
using two
discussion.
big words for me. I'm not that smart. All I know is, like, you can't say, like, I didn't ask you for it when you talk, because you're actually doing the thing that they're talking about. Because if you viewed me eye to eye, it wouldn't even be you have a filtration system going on of, like, did I even ask you for that? You
A
see what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
times, if I'm asking somebody a question, or if they're asking me a question, it's one thing. You're typically, Dennis, take it with a grain of salt, and if I'm wrong,
I'll
I'm
take
wrong.
it with a couple
But my
grains.
perception of how the communication with you typically goes, just like today, you're like, let me ask you a question. Let me tell you what you're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is typically where you don't see yourself from the outside. And typically, you're literally approaching a conversation with people in terms of, I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not asking you questions. I'm not open to any feedback because I already got it and I already know it. At that point, that's why I shut down and I don't engage.
Yeah, I don't know. You're kind of making this a little more
I
complicated.
have a
than what-
question though.
I tell you, what I'm
question.
saying, hold on, black and white. I tell you,
Zippers.
even when I'm giving my advice, solicited, unsolicited, doesn't matter. You're not, see, even you saying, like, did I even ask you for it, shows that you're not receptive to it because I actually am not eye to eye to you. You understand? Versus when Eldar even gives, hold on,
I'm asking
even
a
when he's
question.
giving unsolicited advice, he's up here for you, so
No,
you take it in. That's what they're
That's
talking
your
about.
perception. I'm
Okay.
asking him a question. I'm not asking you a question. That's where you're jumping and you're blind to what's actually going on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah, but hold on. Question.
Okay.
You guys can get back to your beef later.
It's funny because it's happening. What you
When-
guys are saying is happening right now.
100%.
When
He's
there's
not- I don't
when,
know, like-
when two people are having a conversation and one is in the shitter,
Right now, you're already
Excuse me, sir.
throwing
Excuse me,
jabs.
sir.
Right now, you're like, he's already in the shitter, and he's a certain way. Like, you
just-
don't even understand what you're.
I
even
said
saying.
that.
Yo, he's in another world
he wants to kill
completely.
you.
There's in the shitter, but
You
like,
said it, and he thought I said it.
But he's saying this is what's going on. Like, look over here, and I'm like, you're engaging with a type of talk where your mind's already made up. That's not an open mind.
Nate, you're confusing me. I don't know what you're
I
talking
have a question. When somebody is in the shitter
Yeah.
and comes to somebody else for advice, who's in a competent place? Is there a way for those people to look eye to eye or no? Like, if I'm in a fucking shithole and I come to you like, oh, they need advice, there's no way I should be looking at you and feeling equal in this specific subject. We as humans all equal for sure, but if I'm in a
Yes.
shitter, I can't come to you and say,
You
oh, you're
cannot.
over here.
Up until you get to the point where you have enough information
Yeah.
to get to it, then you
Yes.
level that out.
Yes.
But in that moment, if
Yeah.
especially you ask a question,
Yeah.
you need help,
You're already-
and you employing the other person
Yeah.
to help you, there's no chance.
For instance,
The
this
difference is
saying.
this
clear.
happens another. Let's
But
segue.
these
from
are not their interactions.
No, it's not.
Let's
No,
segue.
at the
Hold
end
on.
of the day,
Yeah.
like, regardless of what anyone here feels, right? Everybody here, consciously or unconsciously, if Nate views D as an even peer, right? Everybody here keeps a criminal record,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And when you make an offense, that is noted.
That's the
And
first
you
thing
know
that's checked.
who's making what offenses at what times, and everybody's memory here is good at
Here's
that.
a better example.
However,
Listen,
And
sometimes
we
you
use
can misperceive the offense.
Yeah.
100%.
Because we've been accused today, for example, to being insensitive, right?
Yes.
Or being in a certain type of way in that moment,
Yes.
right? We might disagree on the application of therapy or whatever you want to call it in that moment, but we clearly disagree. He says you're being insensitive. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm being helpful.
Helpful, and the whole scenario of what's going on.
Yes.
Like, there's a clear disagreement here. Like,
Yes.
like the word insensitive cannot even be used here if, for example, like, everyone here in general is spending their time helping you. For example, right? That is extremely sensitive.
Or cleaning your kitchen.
There are
floor,
moments
what?
where I'm not engaging, and there's a proactive engagement, a moment that's irrelevant to what my situation is. And when those
Yeah, but what
jabs
you're
are
asking,
thrown-
wait.
a second. But I have a problem with this because what he's asking for is he says like, hey Nate, you should have a very good memory because generally speaking, everyone is here for you. However, in moment to moment, because he lives in moment to moment,
Yeah.
he forgets this generality.
100%.
No, I'm not
And
saying that
I'll-
he should
I'll
remember it. No,
No,
I'm
but
not
that's
saying
what
that
you
he should
said.
remember it. I'm saying the truth of the matter when it
No,
comes
I know
to
what the truth of the
sensitive
matter.
or not
But
sensitive.
what you're saying is that hey, remember the truth of the matter is this is actually happening.
Well, that's what I'm saying right
It's
now.
the
I
mentality
know
of
that.
fuck your
Yeah.
feelings. It's
Yeah,
like that's
no,
like,
but no, yeah, I get that,
Yeah.
right? But that's what you're asking for. You're asking for a reminder, like, hey, remind yourself of the fact that, like, despite what's happening on moment-to-moment basis, we're here for you.
No, but I
I
don't have an
know
expectation
that
that he
the
will
guys- I
remember
will
this.
No, I know that.
I'm saying
I
that
will
we're
never
talking about
disagree
it
that
now.
the guys aren't there.
Yeah.
But there's some moments where I'm more sensitive. I'm like, I can't engage this way. I'm communicating what I'm feeling.
Yeah,
I'm being open.
Yeah.
That should not be a punishment.
Yeah.
yeah,
Light pivot, same subject.
yeah.
I think maybe a little more unbiased approach here. Tolly is a very interesting example for me.
Mhm.
As you know, you make fun of it a lot. Like, I viewed him as an enemy for a long time.
Yeah.
When I was not around him every day and didn't know him as well.
Yeah.
Ironically, I'm just finishing up today, can you believe, in my 5th week, and I really like this guy. Like I keep saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's very fascinating how, like I wouldn't say I hated him,
How
but
about
like
this?
I had a lot of animosity towards
You
him.
telling me this is like I'm surprised. I knew this all the whole time. I said if
That's
you
sick,
get to
yeah.
know him,
Didn't
You
you
did
meet
say
them
Ashley.
as
Ashley
friends?
said the
Said
same
this-
thing. Ashley kept saying it. Yeah.
You met them as friends. They came together, no?
No, we always
They
we
knew
were
each other. They
Rivals.
knew
we
each
were
other.
rivals.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
We played
rivals.
basketball.
So
we were
always
basketball.
rivals.
Always
I-
rivals.
Just
Oh,
Dennis,
okay.
when he was doing his own stuff, Totally was doing his own stuff, and because they were doing their own stuff,
Competition,
whatever
Especially
it
when we were
is.
younger.
yeah,
He participated more in it when we were younger. Now he just doesn't give a fuck. Last few years, he's like, yeah, bro, like, what are we doing?
But there's no competition in that
Yeah.
regard.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, no. So what happened was they grew up and they didn't know each other anymore. Dennis was under the assumption that Totally was one way and he stood one way, and he called them very particular names for a very long time. Spending time together almost forces you to start really looking into or
Yeah.
being exposed almost involuntarily.
Yes,
right?
involuntarily.
Involuntarily
for sure.
almost
For sure.
to the person is because you're listening and paying attention. If you are.
Yeah.
If you really are, you start seeing the person for who they are.
I'll
I
tell you,
always knew
here's
this,
the
that
example.
If you actually knew him,
I don't think you understand to which level it was. I remember I came when I
mean,
wasn't
I know
working
you-
here.
I'm sorry.
When I would come here, quick
I was
intermission.
trying to ask a question before I got rudely interrupted for the podcast hosted before I got up about this situation with Nate, and I'm not. It's just something that Oleg mentioned. We were hanging out with Oleg, and Nate came in like Nate was on his what is it, period?
Yeah.
And he was acting the way he's been acting.
Yeah.
And Oleg's like, yo, like comes to hang out with us. He coming in here bringing this bitchy attitude.
Yeah.
You know. Like,
Wow, he said it like that?
Not like in that way. I'm just amplifying.
Like I told you when I called you what state of mind I was in.
No, wait a second. I want to hear.
finish.
that.
Yeah.
I
Let
get
me
this,
finish.
but I also
Like
do
that.
want to add that I told Mike.
You
like,
will
I'm
have
gonna
a turn
back-
to add.
You'll have a turn to add. Yeah, let me
Not
finish.
today, maybe, but you will. And with your good memory, you will not forget to rebuttal this.
Yeah. He comes in like, yo,
I'm in.
we came to hang out, spend time together as friends. Sitting here like a sourpuss,
Yeah.
yapping about his story instead of, hey, I'm here with my friends.
I
Let me
wasn't
embrace this
yapping
moment.
my story.
Hold on
so
one second.
Let's get the
Just
record
Yo, hold
straight.
on, can I
Let's
finish?
get the record straight.
You'll have an
There's no
opportunity
yapping.
to rebuttal.
And
Yeah.
and Oleg
You know
at
what?
the time,
I'll take
Oleg
it
at the
back.
time was throwing jabs. Oleg at the time was throwing jabs. Within the first 5 minutes, I was kind of talking to you, and I was kind of sitting in my own space to the right of you at the sushi restaurant.
Yes.
And he started throwing jabs.
Oleg
And he
was
started
throwing
getting
jobs.
bitter.
That's the whole point
He
of what I'm
started
saying.
getting bitter.
I don't think he started
engage
getting.
with him.
I don't know if he started getting bitter.
He did.
But the whole point is, Nate came in there. He had his own energy, 100% undeniable. He was over there sitting like a sourpuss. Oleg's like, yo, we're over here hanging out as friends. Let's enjoy the time together and not focus on that. So Oleg's like, yo, I'm
But
trying
there
to
was
come
no
in here and have a good
communication on my
time.
side. So that's the
You know?
interesting part.
So
Let him
what's
finish.
the legality here of like, yo, he has his feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, he comes to join a group of people.
Exactly,
He wants to
yeah.
overcome the parade.
Mike, I didn't
You
even
can't-
know
Yo,
you
yo,
were
yo,
there.
yo,
wait a
yo,
second,
yo,
wait a
let me
second.
I didn't
finish,
know you were
please.
there, and I told you where I was at.
Yo,
and you
my
said, sure,
friend.
come along.
Yo, I'm the one
No,
who's been
I
drinking.
agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let me
yeah,
finish.
your question is?
So my question is, how does that relate? Like you come, Nate's all the time is like, yo, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter, the reason he's sensitive is what is that based on?
Yeah.
You know, like that's part one of the question. Like, if he's upset about something that actually is not relevant, or he's looking at the situation the wrong way,
Yeah.
should we be sensitive? And should we not be sensitive? Right?
I don't even understand if this question's valid because I called Mike. I told him I'm having relationship troubles. I'm not in a good place, and I could use somebody to hang out with because I'm not in a good place. Mike said, okay. I didn't know Oleg was there. I didn't know the other kid was there. I forget his name.
Soup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike.
And
yeah.
with this being said,
Yeah.
I literally was proactive in telling you kind of where my headspace was at. And when I came in, within the first 3 minutes, Oleg was throwing jokes and jabs, like not anything. And that shut me down even more from wanting to engage with him.
Yeah.
So if we
So
talk
what's
about
the
the
question?
situation for
No,
what
my
it
question
really
is-
I understood it.
My question is the Oleg thing. What is Oleg? Oh, is he right here or wrong here? Is he like, yo, you
Okay,
come in?
so I think he might be right in here because he actually said, "Hey, Mike, I'm actually this way. I'm coming in this way."
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
say to
Then
Oleg.
he's right. He's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But if he
Oleg-
doesn't say that,
because look,
then it's open season.
When Nate comes over to my house, Catherine already knows what's happening.
Right. There was a disclaimer.
Right. I'm like, babe, Nate wants to come over.
Right.
She might suck her teeth for a second,
can I
but she
add
knows what's
something to
happening.
that?
Yeah.
In kind of in relation to Oleg,
Yeah.
not that long ago,
Yeah.
I felt the same way around Nate.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second,
Yeah.
we're here trying to have a good time,
Yes.
and I feel an
Yeah.
energy from
Yeah.
him, and he's
Yeah.
sulking or upset or whatever's going on with him, and I
Yeah.
felt like, why? How is that fair to us? I
Yeah.
wasn't understanding. I didn't have.
Yes.
I think that I've gotten to know Nate better now, but before I had this knowledge, I was just like, wait a second, like. We're going through our own things. We want to have a good time.
There you go.
Why-
So I
why
think
do we
the
have to
judgment
pay,
is
you
who's
know?
actually having
It's a
more of a time.
selfish,
And when Catherine
you
started
know?
raising her hand and saying like, "Hey, babe, like that's making me upset or whatever," I realized that she needed more help than Nate.
Right.
I needed help. I
No,
didn't
no,
know
no,
how
no,
to
I don't
ask
know
for
about
help.
more, but-
No, it is more. What's happening is I think the judgment call is Mike
Yeah.
on the fact that your friend said, "Hey, I'm not having a good time," right? The prep work should have been like, "Oleg, this is what we're dealing with. This is what it is."
It's very possible.
Oleg, however,
Right.
was on his own flow.
Yeah.
He's got his
Right.
own
Oleg had
problems. What she
resentment
said.
from 2 years ago saying I abandoned him.
Yeah.
So he already had
Which is-
an agenda.
But
I
to
agree with
finish-
him too.
to finish-
If there was these types of things that were happening
And that's
2
why
years
his
ago,
jabs,
never
it's
get
not
to
just like I'm not engaging
Never
with
get
him.
to the bottom of who's right or wrong here with the him and Oleg thing.
No, but that's
no,
those
that
details
2-year
matter.
situation.
yeah,
Those
the
details
right thing to
fucking
do.
matter.
The right thing to do. The fact that your friend has said, "Hey, I'm not feeling so good."
Yeah.
When he calls me,
Yeah.
the right thing to do is to say, "Hey, bro, come by. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt. You know what I mean?
But
I know what I'm saying.
but-
Dennis and Tully are over and we're chilling.
Yes.
Right? If that was happening.
Yes, correct.
Because,
if that was
because
happening.
I think
right?
it should be his call. If he's not feeling well, if he's sensitive,
Yeah, my
and
friend-
there's like a
my
party
friend, yo,
going
I
on,
didn't even know those
then
two
came
were
to
no,
share
no,
my
I'm not
ritual.
saying
I'm
you
not
did, but
sitting
then
there
it
by
should be
myself.
on Nate to say,
Yeah.
hey, is that the environment for me?
What?
Is that where I want to
Like,
be?
he's like, who do you think I'm?
You would
over
have
there
to
with?
make
I'm
the
hanging out.
choice.
It
That's
turns
Yeah,
what
you
into
were
I'm
at a
thinking.
restaurant.
Into
Yeah.
being
I'm
a
over there by
scenario and
myself
how fun
and
to
said,
be
hey,
to share. Which
It
I don't
does,
appreciate.
you know, I
But
don't
nonetheless,
care.
Because it
still,
was
he
more
gave
like,
you the
hey,
disclaimer.
He
But
did.
can he
Need the
also
disclaimer either.
like come show
So
up?
that's
Like,
what
yo,
I'm
this is not
saying.
my
It's
scene
It's a
and leave.
funny
It's
joke,
for
and I'm
you
like,
to
that's
be
not
able
cool.
to-
He could.
I'm just saying, like, Mike could have also given me a heads up as to what the situation was. You know, because I told him where I was at,
But
and I didn't know what I was
probably
walking
won't
into
be
either.
able to pay attention to those things.
You know,
No, but I
like
think
the funnier troll was then Mike gives Soup my number to ask about parking the very next day. So it's like,
Yeah.
to me, I'm just like, yo, why is this guy calling me asking where he should park in the city? Like, as if I know the fucking
This
city.
is the
I'm
best thing ever.
No, but the thing is, but you're
That was funny.
You're having fun. I get
Yeah.
it.
At
But
your
again, but you're
expense.
also, but you're not engaging in terms of just like communicating clearly either. So you could put this on Oleg, but there's some ownership on your side.
No,
But-
I will not take any ownership.
But hold on, but to finish aside from this, because I was rudely interrupted as well
Yes.
by you.
Yeah.
To finish the Tola thing is also very interesting, right? Because like when you say getting to know, you got to know Nate, right, Catherine? Like I thought I knew him. 12th, we've known each other since 7th grade. I was in 7th, he was in 8th.
There's no way on for the right.
No, yeah,
no,
sure.
no, yeah. I agree
And
with
again,
that.
and again, probably
Wait,
about
you're gonna in 30 days. He's gonna find out who you are. Come on,
probably
man.
That's what I'm saying.
probably
But-
about
But still, at all points of our lives, we feel like we do know that person.
yeah.
Right?
What I'm
100%.
saying is,
But then
hold
that
on.
keeps evolving. We're like, yo, I actually got to know that person,
Yes,
and like we,
more,
we,
yeah.
we
About-
feel that
listen,
over and
So
over.
is that
Let's be
ego
serious.
when we
Let's
think
be
we know
serious.
and we don't?
Huh?
No, that's just
Brian,
blindness.
what's the
I
question?
think.
I said, is that ego when we think we really know something?
It
but
is
we don't?
ego. It is ego.
If
It's very
we're
bad.
confident about
Yo,
knowing
it's
it.
very bad.
But
Let's
then
be
this is gonna
serious.
get really
It is very
upset
bad.
if he can't finish
It
his
is very
thought.
bad.
Let's be serious.
Because that what happens is you holding yourself away from the true essence of an individual.
Which
Like
is what
Nate.
what happened
Correct.
exactly with
Correct.
how
Yeah.
was with
Yeah,
Watching
you-
from
I
Nate.
was
Box it in.
promoting Nate when nobody was like, yo,
Yeah.
Black Cloud, Black
I was
Cloud.
like, no way,
I'm like,
like-
yo, you gotta give him a
But
second.
I think that
Yeah.
also
You
sheds
still
light
promoting him or
on
no?
my
I'll
incompetence
promote
at the
everybody.
time. I couldn't
Despite
like
the fact
I
that
was
you guys
dealing
all
with my
have
own stuff. I wasn't
dark
aware
clouds,
of it.
blood,
There's
up
no
like-
way
Your coping was
I
very
could
different than
cope with
mine.
you because I couldn't even cope with myself. You know.
Wow, that's an
Correct.
Do you know
interesting
what I'm
point.
saying?
Correct.
But I didn't know this.
So what's
I had
happening is
no
like I almost had to
idea.
remind her of her religion and say, hey, what would Jesus do, right? Here we have a person.
That's not
right?
what led me to the path of.
Yeah, but like here we have a person who needs
healing.
help, right? What is the right thing to do here?
Yeah,
Be selfish?
but he is a special case though.
Yeah,
Well, he
but
is a special
again,
case, 100%.
Elder coming
Yes.
from where he's at, from a strong position, he's in a good place
Yeah.
in his life.
Right.
He can see that.
It's easier
A
for
person
him.
that
It
is
is,
hurting
yes.
cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot help
So
someone
Nate,
else
thank you
because
so
I
much
can't
for
even help
helping us
myself.
discover ourselves.
I
Wow.
actually
You serve,
through
you serve that
Nate,
purpose.
Wow.
Continue
you
to
served
be
a
a
purpose
dumbass.
for
Now
me.
listen. 70. Let's be
No,
serious,
don't say
guys.
that.
Guys, let's be serious.
No.
70%. Going back to Tolly,
You got
70%.
that joke? He said, you're the only purpose you're gonna have in life is fix everybody else, but you can stay this way because
Yeah.
this is your purpose.
And that actually is helpful for
yeah,
everyone.
that is how helpful for everybody because you esteem that, you can keep doing that. Because you know
Listen.
how you always go to, yo, did I serve a purpose in her life?
Yeah,
you
you made an impact.
In fact, yeah. Well, you definitely did in Catherine's life. How about that? She just mentioned it.
Wow.
She just testified.
Now listen. 70%. Hold on.
Whatever.
70% of everything about Tolly that I thought is still true. But the 30% where I like viciously thought he was this is the wrong part.
What are the chances
A lot
that
of
he put this on a
characteristics.
spreadsheet and actually calculated this?
Yeah, I'm a stats kind of guy. But anyways, to sum
No, I
up,
think
it's very
I
interesting.
think you were able to say that in a more graceful way now because you're in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you had the same statistics if you were not in a good place.
It's hard to what's called to meditate when you're hungry.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's still Tolly. That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
still Tolly. He's always been Tolly.
Yeah.
But that 30% where I was just,
BMR.
I'll give you one
BMR.
final example. I remember coming to a podcast, here, maybe a couple months ago.
You mean a
That's
philo
me, by the
session?
way, cracking.
I went with,
So you can do
I
some
think
more.
it was when I was with Osley last time. I was listening to this brother.
Yeah.
And it was like I was like, yo, like
Hermano.
I did the thing that we were talking about where I'm watching him and I'm like, bro, like he's talking about something important, something
Yeah.
that makes sense. He's right in that context, but I'm like, bro, like how you talking about this? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
cut this nice. What
Yeah.
do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but I can't at
That's
that
how
moment.
he feels about everybody, though. To be honest.
But you don't.
Yeah.
That's the ironic thing about it is like the person, like you were saying, is giving
Yeah.
value in that moment.
Yeah.
It's unbiased value. It's true what that person might be saying.
If they're talking
but
about the
I'm
truth,
looking
correct.
at their criminal record. I'm
Correct.
like, my dude,
Correct.
like, how you
Correct.
talking about this? Even if
That
you're
is
right, it
why
doesn't
my
matter.
whole thing is that
But
we
only I
actually
do that
don't
here,
know
not
each other,
Nate.
and you guys should get to know one another.
I agree. Yeah.
And on a personal level like this, like rubbing every single day in the office,
Yeah.
you get to find out the essence of the human being, the essence. And when you
Yeah.
get to find out the essence, you quickly find out that you're a lot closer to that person than you think.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but question this. So, what happens if, for example, there's a scenario where two people are doing that, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say one person actually knows a lot more, for example, on the subjects that are being brought at hand
Yeah.
than the other person.
Yeah.
I feel
Patience.
I feel like often at times the person who, even if they're getting the value and saying that, because one person is predominantly more dominant in those subjects, I feel like the person who is like the person who's, I guess, taking in everything or more on the listening side of things, they kind of grow like anger from that. Do you ever feel like do you ever see like that kind of stuff happening?
No, I don't understand what you asked.
No,
Anybody else?
no, you don't understand.
No.
Okay, so if two people,
Do you mean like that person feel like that person feels resent towards a person kind of
it's almost like
lecturing, or I'm not sure if that's the right
no,
word.
it's almost
But,
like because one, if for example, if two people are it's like almost like mutually agreeing, to get to know each other, right? And that's happening, and the subjects that are being brought at hand, one person knows a lot more about the subjects that are being brought at hand than the other person.
Okay.
Can you make that
Right.
assumption?
Is that subjective or objective?
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
a good
saying based on
question.
what's going on. Like it's
that's
literally
based on
one
your assumption
person.
and your feelings, or is
I'm
that based
giving you
on
an
the real?
example. You have to live the example. Like if I say he has a purple dildo on his forehead, that's what you have to picture in the scenario, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
I'm
if
trying to
one
understand if that's valid or not. Like,
Well,
is the
it's
one
person-
second.
valid in the
Yeah.
example I'm giving.
Yeah.
Like it's a world.
It's, yeah.
have
It's
to-
like hypothetical.
Yeah. Right. So if that's the case, where one person is, for example, teaching the other person
Sure.
more, right? The person who's getting who's kind of being taught more, if you want to say that, right? Do you think that person will grow angry at that other person because it's like they're like the other person is right all the time, and they're never in a position
I understand what you're talking about.
to give?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. They could if the knowledge that's being given is too fast and too strong.
Okay.
Also,
yeah.
maybe,
For
also
example,
maybe,
that.
Yes.
Right.
Also
So
maybe
the
the
person who
delivery,
teaches
how
almost
that
has to
person is teaching.
Exactly.
Right.
So yes, the technique has to be then on the person who's teaching to know that. If they know
Yeah.
that, they have to be very careful of the sensitivity of
Yeah.
that.
That's crafty.
I feel like
I mean,
Of that
look,
individual.
teaching,
That
teaching
affected
with
my
humility
relationship.
and teaching with
I think it
with
made me
maybe
fuck
like
down with your
arrogance or like I know
relationship.
some
No,
shit
yeah.
can come
I
across
think that-
really different depending on.
I think that's maybe why there was some animosity built up, because there are things that I'm getting asked for either help
Mhm.
and other things, and then I'm not gauging how she's responding.
Mm-hmm.
And then she even told me, she's like, I feel like I'm getting bitter. And she told me this, like, in the relationship.
Yes, because what's happening is that I told you, regardless of the fact that you have the truth, and you probably do, in that moment you have the truth of how to solve her problem, right? That truth is an alignment to you as a person. It is not an alignment to her as a person. She has not grown into that truth. So because she's not grown into that truth is going to come in very hard and very punchy. What's going to happen is she's going to figure out that she's a bad person. And if she does that, the automatic fight of the ego is, yo, we can't do this.
Denial.
Eject. This is overhaul. He wants to start a revolution here. So she shuts down. And then she's like, yo, get away from me.
Yeah, and in both romantic, for example,
Yeah.
and just friend scenarios, I feel like this happens a lot.
Oh,
Like
100%.
as
Yes.
especially like amongst us, I feel like a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
Where it comes like, oh, okay, two people getting to know each other, but for example, if one person's the
Yes.
one, like who's predominantly
Yeah.
teaching,
Yeah.
right? It's almost like even if the person is talking about the truth and is right,
Yeah.
right? It's almost like that relationship is not going to work no matter what.
Correct. Yes.
Which is a
give
crazy
advice,
thing.
you automatically put yourself on the other side, right?
On which side?
Like you separate yourself from that person when you're giving advice based on how you learn and how you
Yes.
understand.
the wrong way.
Yes.
And the problem is,
So what's happening is that if that person is not humble enough
Yes, to
and they're
recognize.
probably not.
to
But is
recognize
there
that,
a way? Is there a
like,
way to do it with on the same flow? or-
Today you did that. Today you did that in that whole conversation about the $1,000 and stuff, where you then got up and said, "Hey, I'm going back to that principle that I said to myself that I am here to provide value, but like I don't want to be useless or whatever you said. Like I'm still willing to learn and how to do that.
Right.
That is what saved that whole thing where you didn't grow a certain type of feeling towards me.
Right. It was constructive.
It was, but you did that. I didn't.
I
do
did that. I know I did that. Yeah. Because
I
I
told
could
you
have went another way.
Because you know me, I
fuck them,
would have
I'm
stuck
over here
to.
trying. Like,
I would have
instead,
stuck to my
alright.
guns. I would have stuck to my guns, and you would have turned around and felt a certain type of way for X amount of months or whatever it is.
Yes.
That's on you, and I wouldn't have felt bad.
Yeah.
You would have felt
I
bad a
nipped it
certain
in the
type of
bud
way,
right away.
but you would have came around. But you stopped it right there.
Yeah.
So
Which I command.
So then, if somebody knows something,
Mm-hmm.
right, is it their duty, if they know that, like, this is the truth of the matter, right, in these kind of scenarios, is it their duty to just give the truth, or to know that and put a pillow down
See, that's a
Wow.
good question.
and do that?
That's-
And
I
we,
like
we,
the
we've
pillow.
talked about that many times.
See, yes.
I love
So
the
they
pillow.
like the pillow.
The pillow.
And maybe Catherine does too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe everybody, but
But it's about the way you give the advice by like you
that's
guys
what I'm saying.
remind me of-
Delivery is very important.
You guys reminded me
so
about
here
the,
it
the
is.
psychologist
Here,
thing.
I'll tell you, this is how I feel. Because of the fact that I built up a track record, right? Like, D
Can you
goes back to the
can
track
you
record.
define
yeah,
that? Like,
criminal record.
what does that mean,
It's
especially
a-
for the
okay.
listeners?
Yeah,
who
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know?
So
How
a track
often you
record
came
where,
through for the person?
like a criminal record or not a criminal record, right? Dennis looks at Nate, it's like, hey, like, you've been doing a lot of stupid stuff, so because you're doing a lot of stupid stuff,
In his
you're a
eyes,
criminal.
it's stupid
So
stuff.
in his eyes,
In his eyes, because I'm breaking down.
In
all right,
criminal
let's
is not the
let's
right
get to
word.
the point. Yeah,
Like as if a man's not supposed to have some feelings. Like this guy
yeah.
doesn't know anything about
Let's just
emotions.
say there's levels to feelings. You've broken all time highs of feelings recently.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He definitely is a feeling king.
bro.
Yo,
I said if
Bruh.
we could fill that water jug with Nate's tears, we'd have water
But
24/7.
24/7 all the time. Wow.
Yeah.
And no
Yeah.
no filter.
No
probably.
filter.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
He's doing 31 years worth of tears, so this
Yeah.
shit is unlimited.
32.
Be ready. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
32 years of what's his name of tears.
Yeah.
Purging my
But yeah,
system.
so you asked the question, right, about the criminal and the other side, right? He has a criminal record against Nate, so therefore anything that Nate says will be first checked
Right.
against
His
the criminal
criminal
record.
record is
how about
based
this,
off of his
Captain?
perception.
that's wild.
Based off of his perception.
Holy fuck.
Catherine, how about this? How about the
Yeah.
reverse of the criminal? Listen, Elder, how about the reverse of the criminal? Why is it that when you give advice...
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm getting to
Yeah.
the reverse now.
Yeah.
That when I have a different record with Dennis comes to me for borrowing money, right? I'm going to use the important things. that
Many
he
years ago.
esteems.
Many years ago.
Yes, clean his name.
Nothing else, right?
Clean your
Like,
name, Dennis.
borrows
Respect my
money,
name,
right? Girlfriend stuff, whatever stuff,
Help,
right?
help,
Like,
emotional help.
emotional help,
was
support,
there,
or
yeah.
whatever it is, right?
But
So I have a
Nate can't
different,
have it.
so I have a different track record,
Nate asks
right?
for it every 5 seconds.
I consciously use that track record to be insensitive to get you to the place further and faster.
Oh, you're saying something else.
It's called tough
Yeah.
love.
I was
Oh,
saying
no.
something else.
This is what we're talking about.
Well, you're right too, but what I was just saying was like the reverse track record that you're talking about makes me esteem you much higher than him. Where it's
Well,
like you
that-
could say
yeah, that's a
any,
given.
you could say anything to me,
Well, yes.
and I'm gonna listen a little more because like yo,
Correct.
he's had my back.
But that's what I'm
as
saying.
opposed to
I
somebody
can
who
hurt
hasn't-
you more by being more
Yes,
insensitive,
yes,
but I
yes.
can't hurt you more because of my track record.
Right. But
But
somebody
you
who
might not
maybe
even
yes.
be aware
Yeah,
that
but it's
somebody
also
has your
you guys
back,
have a different
Dennis.
relationship.
well, that's what I'm
You've
saying.
known
Yeah,
him for
yeah.
a lot
Then-
longer.
yeah.
He's
Yes.
your mentor.
But
it's
if you
a totally
the
different
ego also
relationship.
comes in from the perspective of like he's helped me out more, he's had my back, versus the other person hasn't. So therefore, he could say, I'm
Correct.
gonna listen
Dennis,
to him
but
more.
the problem is nobody
opposed to
can.
other
Even if it
person.
hurts.
Hold on.
I
Can I
understand.
add,
Even if it hurts.
Can I add something
Yes,
here?
yes.
No.
Yeah, the pain threshold becomes higher.
You asked the question, I answered.
Well, I'm gonna add anyway.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, but nobody asked you for it. Why are you
Dennis.
giving advice unsolicited?
We're having an open podcast, right?
Oh, okay, my bad.
So let me say something. You don't allow other people to have your back, and you don't know whether they will or they won't because you're closed to that. I would
Maybe
have your
you're just
back if you needed it.
unaware about
Yeah, I
whether
know.
he knows that you have his background about being closed.
Oh,
Whatever.
Say that again.
I'm just saying that
Whatever.
I
You
would
can,
say
you can rewind that
Say
later.
that again.
Yeah,
for the people
you're
in the
saying
back.
that he's unaware about something. What if I'm challenging by saying you're just unaware that he actually is aware about?
Wow, and that happens a lot.
that? What happens then, buddy?
well, he just said he's like Eldar would have his back, but he pretty much the way he communicated is like as if nobody would have his back. That's the same issue he had with you. Why he's been so closed, right? So he might not be completely aware because his mind's already made up as to where he's at.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to see it if it hit him in the face because he doesn't want to see it.
Yeah, but I'm talking. I see what you're saying.
But the issue
but
is, I think we all do this, is that because we are, I think we spoke about this before, is we find a person incompetent in one area and then we like give them like, yo, you're actually incompetent in everything. It's like automatic response. We do that. We're like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Like,
but it's just
Tully's an idiot in something, I'm an idiot in something, and now we just tell to each other we're just idiots all around. Yeah, and that in itself is a very interesting phenomenon to me as well.
Say the phenomenon.
The phenomenon is that just because somebody's not competent in one thing, we give them like the...
Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Like,
where you been? Did the boo, Misha?
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure this is what we're talking
Wait,
about.
we're still on a break, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, not really, but
I
yeah.
wanted to ask the guys. I'm like so relaxed that I'm like getting self-conscious of when I speak because I'm like, am I like talking real slow or like just?
Baby, you're good, baby.
There's no break.
No, I'm
You
just
do whatever
super
you want.
relaxed.
Nobody's gonna
You gotta
judge you in this
understand
room,
also,
Kat.
we don't give a fuck how this comes out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I need
No,
to.
but I
I need
mean
to.
that.
I need to join that. I'm kind of not caring, but still
No,
caring
we
a
don't
little
care
bit.
about how it comes out.
Nobody's gonna judge you, Kat.
The
except me.
only way we
By the way, you
we will
sound
get
very
paid,
good on mic. By the way,
Really?
you do. Like when I'm
The only way we
very
will
good.
get paid the big bucks, Kat, is if we don't give a fuck.
Raw.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell that anybody.
Yeah,
That
so
is-
if you're assigned to give a
that
fuck,
is so
you're actually
true.
hurting all
You're
of us.
actually hurting
because
because
we're
we're
not
not
going to
going
make
to
money.
hurting. That's 100%.
So I'm gonna stay home on Fridays then.
Yeah, if you're not feeling up to it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Mike.
Thank you. Inshallah.
Unfiltered is a moneymaker.
So I'm like actually sore. I took a bath before I came, but I didn't put on the peppermint oil or the biofreeze. And as I was driving, I was like, oh my god, like I'm sore, you know.
Good.
So this actually came
relaxing you.
through really nice because I'm relaxed. My back, I don't even
Very
feel
good.
my back pain anymore. I barely feel it.
Hold on a second. What was the topic for today?
Hypocrites.
It's not on the board.
Yeah. So
So
the
we
topic,
don't
the
know.
topic
We're all
is-
hypocrites.
Why are we all hypocrites?
Absolutely.
Why are we all hypocrites?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Straight to the punch.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We judge people
yeah.
so quickly,
But it seems
when
to
we
me
are
that
judged,
it's such an automated thing because we don't think.
Yeah. So he
And I would like to
mentioned
know
in
where
the
the
beginning.
automation comes from.
Yeah, he
It's-
mentioned in the beginning it comes from the fact that you actually do black out. Like what happens is like you have a lapse of memory that you want to put that away. Like Asa, the reason why he apologized, he wants to bury that and never go back to it ever again.
No.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, because you're embarrassed.
You're
by
embarrassed
it.
by
Once-
that.
Once you know what's going on.
Yeah, so what's happening in that moment is that like if he keeps coming around, every single time that he looks at you in the face, he looks at his in the face, and my face,
He's gonna
he's
be
gonna be like,
reminded.
I'm a rat. You know, and nobody wants that. I mean, a normal person wouldn't want that,
Oh,
right?
so you're saying the apology was ego based?
It could be, but I don't know how he is as a whole person. You know what I'm saying? So
You don't know his whole body of work. It's
I
totally
don't
fine.
know. Yeah, so I don't know. So I can't really.
And Todd
tell.
has a very good body of work.
He has
Yeah.
a great
No,
body.
but for the
in
moment,
general.
he did the right thing.
Yeah.
He 100% did the right thing because we were just having fun, enjoying ourselves, right? But it was clearly messing with somebody else's agenda. And he had a particular agenda that he later found out that, like, yo, I don't have to be that serious. It's not that serious. Because it really wasn't.
Yeah, and the way that he lashed out left an impression.
So it comes back to
it
that.
did leave an
It
impression.
comes back to what you said. I think that's a huge thing. In overall, in the grand scheme of philosophy in life, is that a lot of times we resort to not having fun and taking things too seriously.
Correct.
Yes.
And I think that's very important, which goes back to our first podcast. Check it out, the link below.
Pop, 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 pop. Damn, Mike is good.
I like
Yeah,
that.
shit.
I think that's important that a lot of times our automatic response, because of certain kind of things that trigger us,
Yeah.
is to actually go to serious mode instead of having fun with
Correct.
something
Correct.
Yeah.
and saying like,
It's
"Oh, this is
our
funny."
inability, what he talked about before with
Yeah.
Nate and engagement here, it's
Uh-huh.
our inability in that moment because we attach ourselves so much to the sensitivity.
Mhm.
Because he was sensitive, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's the way he came
Yeah.
across. So then see things for what they are. The truth of the
Yeah.
matter was, what we were doing, we were having fun.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it just bothered you because you don't believe in the technique. But the technique is not
But
illegal.
the truth is, it's not.
It's not illegal.
It's not
Nobody,
serious.
You know,
He's
it's
just more mad at himself for
He's mad at
getting
himself.
I
the
think,
ball
I
given
think
over
it's,
the
ball.
it's internal frustration because,
Yeah.
like, for example, I've had that issue for so long,
Mhm.
you know, of, like, just letting go and being uptight.
Yeah.
And the more I do it, the better I feel,
Correct.
you know? But when you can't do it, it's like, well, I can't join in, you know? Like, you,
That's right.
it's like...
can't join in
you,
on the
you
fun.
feel frustrated with yourself.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's hard. It's like the obvious, maybe ideal relationship to have is that like if you have a group of friends here, right? Maybe the ideal place to get to is to acknowledge it, like, yo, like we have like rapport or whatever, or that like you know that like this person has your best interest like at heart, no matter what, right? And if that happens, then I think that everyone can definitely be more free and open.
No.
With
everyone.
What I'm gonna say is,
people make mistakes. Number one. Number two, everybody has different things at different times. Some people have more things. Some people have less things.
Yeah, but again, doesn't that not combat what he's saying? Is the fact that we think our things are more important, but then they really
I'm
are.
not saying that they're more
Being
important or
sensitive
not.
to shit that's
Correct.
really not.
It's
that
not.
shouldn't be.
The difference is in the engagement of conversation. Sometimes there's no conversation that anybody's engaging in. The conversation is being brought to you
Yeah.
in a moment. But that's on me to exit if I can't handle it. Right?
I
I
agree.
don't understand what you said.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't understand
I
what you
think
said.
though, like the sensitivity though, it comes from where your mood is. You know, when
Going
you're
through a breakup,
really
the
low,
mood is extremely low.
the mood is really low, so the sensitivity is really high.
Yeah.
You know, like.
but I also think that these are the perfect, most perfect opportunities in order to get to know one another.
Yeah.
To practice patience.
But also,
It's a,
You can't practice patience when you're not in the good
It's
place.
a
You're trying
lot.
to find
It's
patience
because-
with yourself.
but it's,
How can I
it's
find
again,
patience with
is it
somebody
not a
else when I don't have
choice?
patience with
It's
myself?
not
I
a
didn't mean
choice.
you. I didn't mean you having.
Yeah,
But
but it's
that's
also
why-
but that's
that's
yeah,
the
but it's
comment
also
itself.
sometimes
No,
where
I'm
it's
talking
like
about people around
those
you
things
have
where it's the
pa- have to
complete
have
opposite
patience.
of your spectrum. Those are the things I think that you oftentimes need to get yourself out of that place, rather than just talk about those low, sensitive, bad place things. Like it's going to be like a funeral home here,
yeah,
right?
correct.
Because also we're all constantly going through
Stuff.
problems. So
Yes.
like this will turn into a cemetery here
Everybody-
if we
Yeah.
just
But
do that.
there's not a cemetery. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like, there's an engagement amongst each other. But then there's
Yeah.
a difference of like, hey, like,
I have
you
a
guys could
question.
say, hey, like right now, open season. Okay, that's what I said. That's on me. But there's a difference of like when I'm not engaging, and then there's like an engagement of like, it's like let me nudge him, let me nudge Nate, and I'm just like, I'm kind of in a place where like I can't handle that.
Yeah, but that's
why I
probably like a
communicate.
couple percent, Nate, out
Yeah.
of the full thing, bro.
Yes. Also,
You can't. Yes, it does happen. Sure, maybe it happened today with Dennis or whatever. But most of the time, the reason why you're being engaged is because
you're
you're
provoking
engaging.
it, yeah.
You're
In the car with Mike today, I wasn't engaging at all.
I mean,
Well, I
Nate,
didn't
all the
see
time
that,
we're
yeah.
having conversations. You're asking questions. So
There was no conversation in the car, so let's not start. spinning
okay,
the story.
we're talking about most of the time, Nate.
I'm
most
talking
of
about
the
like
time
being
we're
very
together.
clear on the things that actually happen.
When we're together,
We're
you're
having a-
asking questions.
and we're having a
And if you don't want to ask
conversation.
those questions in my presence when others around, you need to maybe pick a
Well,
better time.
well,
Then
my,
sure.
my biggest thing is you're bringing an irrelevant thing up because when we're having a conversation, we're
Uh-huh.
having a conversation. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the times when we're not
I'll
having a
just mention
conversation.
most of the time.
I'm talking about when
Nothing-
we're not having a
okay.
conversation is the times
Uh-huh.
when that level of engagement doesn't sit well. And that's on me. I get that.
We're
but
not
I'm
having
in
a
the place.
conversation about what to have for lunch. You're saying, and you did not give an opinion.
The engagement was you asked me a question.
Yeah.
And I said something, and then you threw a jab
Yes.
to cut down. Like you might as well have not even asked.
Yes, I did.
But that's what I'm saying. So cut the bullshit and let's be honest here. That's
Yeah, but then why
how
do you
that
choose to
engagement
be in the
happens.
presence of Mike then?
That's a good point. It's
Listen,
open
Mike
season
is
at that
engaging
point.
with me. I didn't engage.
I
that
didn't engage
topic.
with you, Nate.
It's open season, I think.
No, but then why are you like? Why
If
are
you're
you
in the
guys
car,
friends?
it's
Why
open
are you guys
season.
in the same car?
It's
Why
not
are you
about
guys?
friends or not. It's just understand. Hey, I'm communicating kind of where I'm at. That's the goal of communication. Nobody's a mind reader here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you're not able to, what's it called, to handle those kinds of things,
Then
then
you
you should
shouldn't be in
probably
the
not
car,
be
yeah.
around Mike then.
And if you
It's
want
not
to be in
about-
the car, you have to accept Mike for who he is.
I
Yes.
think,
That's
I think
part of
there's like a bit of an expectation of like expecting like, okay, here's where I am,
Right.
and my friends know where I am, so there should be like
They should be tuned into that at
they
all
should be
times.
tuned
They should be
in, and
sensitive
they
to
should be
the
like
needs.
super sensitive, but then
That's
as
not
well
realistic.
like
There's no
they
sensitivity.
can't be
if
too
it's-
tuned
it-
in like
to-
24 hours, you know, like
And I don't,
all
I don't
day,
expect
you know?
that, but like,
Uh.
but the majority of the time, it's 100%. This is what I feel, and this is what I'm gonna do. That approach on the other side is also not fair or reasonable. I
Yeah.
don't think it is.
Yeah,
I-
it's also like oftentimes a funny scenario too that happens where it comes to like when in all different parts of our lives, if we're struggling with something or we need help with something, we think that we know what we need, but
This
oftentimes
is
we
different.
don't.
This is not an engagement where two people chose to engage in that conversation. This
Mm-hmm.
this is totally different. Like
Yeah.
that's my view on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't
will.
think so.
No, about the food, I think it is different.
About
Yeah.
how is it different or what?
Like when he comes to you to ask for questions for like help and stuff, versus just asking for like advice, like, "Oh, what do you want to eat for food?"
No, but
Yeah,
he
I will also
he
wanna
asked
say
what he wanted to
something.
eat, and then he
Might
just
be very
took a
relevant.
jab at him after he gave his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just took a slight jab.
Actually, he didn't let me finish my sentence. What I was gonna say, and he jumped in before and attacked me right away.
yeah, like we're trying to figure out what to eat. Nate's like, I want something light, and Mike just made a joke on that.
I was saying, Nate,
that's
actually,
all.
you know what? Do me a favor. Why don't you keep telling me exactly what you want? And Nate, before I got to that, he already attacked me.
That's not what you said.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
You said your opinion
That's
doesn't
what-
matter. So cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
You literally
I
said
said it
that
after.
we're actually not going to do what you want.
Yes.
No, that's not how it came out, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like
Let's be
regardless,
honest.
like Mike.
It does matter
made-
because
making a
the
joke
facts actually matter.
Yeah.
right?
Well, he didn't take it as a joke.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
still
obviously.
saying-
The thing is, yeah, like we would have to. Were you there?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I was
there.
there.
So what was it?
I mean, I found it a joke.
It was a funny joke.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like
Yeah.
a ratty thing that he was trying to like completely like.
No.
No, but I
Right
can
or
also
not,
see that
Mike
if you're
knew
not
where
in
I
a good
was at,
place,
and it's like, let me just kind of
Nate, I understand. You can't.
if
like,
you're not in a good place, you
Nate.
could,
But you get it right now because of the fact that you were sensitive. You are misreading certain things.
It's not. I'm telling you what my level of sensitivity is. So he's choosing to engage in a way where I'm like saying, "Hey guys, like, it's one thing when we're talking about the dynamic." And
When
I
this "hey
don't
guys"
wanna
comes about, I know that sometimes you misread it.
There was no conversation. I was in the back on my phone.
Yeah.
I wasn't bothering anybody, and it's all of a sudden like,
Yeah.
let me, and like, actually, I don't give a fuck what you want.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, then don't fucking ask me. Sorry to say it.
See, like, yeah. Did you say it like that?
I'm willing to say it in an aggressive way, bro.
That's what I'm
Fucking
saying. Yeah,
blunt,
like
bro.
if you
yeah,
said it
it's
like
definitely a joke. It's a funny joke.
If you took it as a joke,
It's like saying, "Yo, shut your mouth when you're
It
talking to
sounds,
me."
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
Like,
Like-
that,
like,
you
it's a
know,
joke.
how you guys
I have
usually-
another
joke.
thought. I had another
Yeah.
question, but I already lost it, obviously, because I had a couple of drinks.
But consideration would say like, hey.
But here's what I remembered. Right, somebody is sensitive, but that sensitivity is not based on truth of the general thing, right?
Mhm.
And if we're trying to bring jokes to lighten the situation,
yeah.
You can
using
joke
the
amongst
fact
each
that
other.
this might not be sensitive, but is the truth of the situation, and looking at it in a way like, that person is sensitive
That's a
because
way to
they
hide
actually
behind
haven't
it,
seen
Mike.
the truth of the situation. Is the fact that they're upset is a choice versus actually there's something here to be upset about. Nate, this is not about you. This is a general thing.
But in
right?
the context of the
Like
situation,
if somebody's
we were talking
upset,
about,
but they're actually on the wrong side of the truth,
that's a general.
and
Why
we
don't
make a
use
joke
specific
about
examples?
something because we know that the person is not there yet, like trying to bring light to the situation and help the person snap
So
out
why
of it.
you
I
just sit there and
100%
force
agree.
it?
in-
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying these things because, like, if you want to talk about Nate, like, he's looking at things again. He's choosing to look at it as the cup is half empty.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, yo, look at this shit as full.
Yeah.
This is a sick opportunity for
I
you to
understand
fucking
this.
bounce.
Yes, I understand this.
One, I've been through the shit. I fucking had a
If
shitty
that was
relationship.
what was employed in that moment, I completely agree with it.
No,
I
in
definitely
general.
said
he
It's
disagrees, but
Mike is definitely making a joke, but Nate is saying that he's in a bad place, therefore
It wasn't a
he
joke.
can't take it
I
as a
wasn't having a
joke.
conversation with Mike. Mike's like, yo, what do you want for food? And actually, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry to say that.
If
Like,
you
yeah,
took that
that's
as serious,
very
no,
funny,
that
though.
to me sounds like a joke, Nate.
Yeah.
It's a
It's-
joke,
it's
but I'm at
not
a
a
point where I'm
joke,
like,
yeah.
then
Yeah, see, he's saying I'm at a point where I can't understand that as a joke.
Okay,
If you
no,
see-
understood.
Eldar, if
That-
you're
that's
in
Yeah,
a
but
place-
if you
If
can't understand
you're in a place-
intention, then you're in a bad place.
No, but okay, but everybody knows the place I was in, and it's
Yeah.
just like you. You see
Yeah.
if somebody's in that place, you don't employ that type of kind of
Here's the
communication.
thing. Here's
No,
the
No, he
sometimes I do.
does. He
I am
does.
actually very
You
good
just
at
have
this.
more rapport with
Yes.
Eldar, so you give him the passes.
It's not about
But he
Eldar.
shits
No,
on the
I
artist.
do.
It is
I
about
do do
Eldar.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It is about Eldar for everybody
Whatever,
here.
I tell Eldar the same thing.
I want to
Hold on.
like talk about the expectation that he has on us, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all aware that he's going through
Right.
something,
Yeah.
absolutely. But we're also just living day to day, and we
Right,
also
right, right.
joke amongst ourselves, right? Whether he's a part of it or not, or we joke at him or with
Yeah.
him, and
And
he
we're
takes
also
it
going through our
differently.
own day
I-
to day.
Wait,
Hold on one
The
second. Yeah.
jokes,
So,
the jokes
where-
happening are much more difficult when it's jokes amongst each other. And
Yeah,
when there's
but-
a level of engagement. I start warming up and I start kind of healing through my own process, and then I'm able to engage in that.
It's an
But
it's gonna be
that's
an
a
unpopular opinion, but it's I wish I didn't believe it, but that's what Mike is gonna agree with here. Is like if you're around, no matter what your emotional state is, especially around this collective, it's open season, and
Yeah.
you have to know
Especially
that
if it's
coming
not a
in.
righteous thing to be upset about.
No,
100%.
that doesn't
Catherine,
even
for a
matter
very
at
long
that
time,
point.
were asking me like, "Hey, is like Mike and totally fighting or something?"
It's open season, like you,
You know
have
what I mean?
to
Totally
understand the
guns
environment.
Mike.
I
and-
would ask him all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
She's
are
like-
they fighting?
like,
Yeah.
what's happening here?
So
like,
you can't come in
she
here.
could not
with-
understand what was happening.
Now
And I'm
look,
like, babe, they're friends.
I
Everything's
took
fine.
a different approach.
Yeah, we're
Interesting
best
enough.
buds, Kat.
Yeah.
We're like food partners.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I took a different
Partners for
approach.
life.
I guess
You know,
everyone,
yeah, exactly.
everyone got different approaches. Nate is trying to kind
Because-
of reason through it,
Yes.
but I took the other approach.
Yes.
When I didn't like the environment, I bounced.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
got fat after I met you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
155 pounds getting posted up by D.
Yeah.
Now I can post up two of you at the same time.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. And like I said,
That-
Catherine
yeah,
in
that's
those
kind of what
moments
I
were
wanted
like
to- yeah.
because she's PC and she's she sees the world the way she sees it.
Yeah.
When she hears this stuff, to her it's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Like if you don't want it,
what
don't be
is
around.
happening
But if
to
you
her?
want to be around, you
because
have
she
to
hasn't had the
understand
ability to
environment.
tune in her tune to really find out what is actually happening
Right,
here.
That's true too.
They're
yeah.
both challenging each
Yeah.
other and being funny. I'm having a blast because
On
the
the
jokes
surface-
are fucking sick. He's
on-
sick. He's sick.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's gonna take it today? You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
true. They
On
are
the
very
surface,
funny.
on
Yeah,
the
very
surface,
funny.
on the surface, Mike saying "shut the fuck up." He's right. Nate is
Yes.
right. Is fucked up.
yeah,
But
yes.
But
if
it's not because
understand-
you feel
But because that's
Mike,
he's-
or
yes,
you
but
know,
because
you
that's what
don't know
Catherine's
it's a
at.
joke.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
like-
really know
when
what's
you're
going
in
on.
a
That's
bad
scary.
place and you're sensitive, you take it the wrong way. But then,
Are
so
you-
then, it's not about who's right or wrong. Like he's in a place and he's in a place. What happens here? Like Mike is joking.
It's
He's
my
not taking it
expectation
that
that
way.
if you-
Oh no.
What-
What's
what's
happening is
happening?
bridging of the gap.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
this. This
That's
is
what I
Both
want to
people have
digest.
expectations.
That
Yes.
gap.
This is
That's
exactly
what I
what
wanna
we
digest.
talked about earlier. What I was saying, kind of like our own sets of values. It's my principles and my values which maybe don't align with Mike.
For that
'Cause I'm
moment,
like-
yes.
'cause to
Nate
me,
is a
I'm like,
serious
if Mike's-
person.
Yes,
Hold on.
he is a serious
If
person. Yeah.
Mike was in that place, I would not be throwing jabs at him. So that's who I am, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
what
an
you
my
want.
assumption. That's an
Right,
assumption.
right, yeah.
I've seen you throw plenty of
Yeah.
jabs.
If
Like,
somebody's down, no.
I'm
cut
having
the
a bad
bullshit.
day and you're like bothering me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but he doesn't. His defense
doesn't
would be he
know.
doesn't know.
Exactly.
He
So
doesn't know
that-
you're having a
Yeah.
bad day. You
Can't
can't
say
lose.
See, again,
No.
this is the same
Not
time.
everybody
knows.
Yeah,
You can't
I don't
lose.
think that you understand who you are
And
at
no, yes.
those moments.
Yeah.
And
and
that's why you
Mike
can't
is
can't
relate
expect
to that
another
shit.
person
Yeah.
to know this.
He's having
No,
a
but
bad,
his
Yeah,
clear
hold on,
bad
hold on,
day is
hold on.
clear.
If
Yours, you hide behind it.
Yeah.
If Mike is having a bad day about his girls or whoever the fuck he's talking
Girls.
to, I'm not sitting there rubbing it. That's why me and Dennis had tension, because Dennis is sitting there going to like, yo, but your fucking
Yeah,
situation
see,
with
he
this
got up
Russian
to
broad,
defend me yesterday.
I
but
got up
didn't
to
say
defend
anything.
Mike. That's
Yeah.
my fucking value.
Yeah,
That's my
but you're
fucking
doing the
value.
wrong thing.
What
I
I'm-
didn't
He
ask
didn't
you to
ask
do
for
it.
help. Yeah.
I didn't ask for help, but you wanted to fight my fire.
It's
Like
not
the
that I
good
want to fight.
Yeah,
I
Dennis
just saw
was
him
going
doing
hard
it to two
yesterday.
different people
You're trying to bury me.
within 10 minutes.
But I saw the situation like, yo, he's right, and it was a
It's
good.
a
It
joke,
served as a
too,
good
yeah.
reminder.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you put this bitch on the pedestal, and now you gotta suck your own dick. You know?
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
suck her dick because
Yeah.
you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
But in the
Sorry,
context-
viewers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
You tell me the story. I didn't get the
The
story though.
I
context-
think
the
we're
context
all
of it-
all over the place. with
Let
this.
me
That's fine.
wrap this up.
Yeah,
In the
wrap it
context-
up.
Yeah, wrap
bro,
this up. I'm trying to get this started.
Wrap it up.
Context is-
Brought to you by Trojan Condoms.
Wrap it
In the
up.
context of this, Mike even said it. I felt Dennis was being ratty. He didn't come with a good agenda.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But I didn't
you don't ever
gun
talk
him.
about
But Mike
it.
didn't
Like, nobody's
complain
rubbing
about
your
it.
shit in your face. You're always rubbing shit in everybody's face. And that's where I'm like, I did because again, but that's part
Yo,
of
D.
what
So
I
what was
believe.
that? Can you tell me the
I
story?
don't remember even.
Yeah, Dennis is like,
I
yo,
remember it.
you've been checking out Daddy's Instagram lately?
Mhm, yeah.
And he starts listening to the plays. Oh, she was at MSG. She was
Yeah.
over here. She
And
was
this
over
is
here.
typical D.
This is
This is
typical D.
Dennis.
This is typical
And
D.
I definitely
Yeah.
felt upset, but I was like, I was upset with him, but I understood it's not
For
him I
looking
should
at
be
her.
upset
Yeah.
with.
Well,
It's Daddy's
talking
situation
to
that
Yeah.
I created.
Yeah.
And I had to
Yeah, no,
remind
but
myself.
that's a pretty serious phenomenon that's happening here.
Daddy is
Now I
being
want to ask,
Daddy, and
what
Dennis
was the
is being
intention?
Dennis.
Let me see his intention. Because
Okay, I'll
you
tell you.
leveled
I
up.
remember, yeah.
You leveled up
My-
because you didn't take it for what it is.
Here's what I went through. While
I
he's going
couldn't
through
think that he was trying
Listen.
to gun me just
Yeah.
to put me down as
Yeah.
an individual.
Okay.
Nate took it as he was trying to
In
gun
that
me.
moment-
I
I
understand.
in that
I understand
moment-
now.
In that moment,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remembered Dari. I forgot about
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And I remember that I have her. I'm not following her, but if I
Yeah.
type her name, it'll come up.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I did the action, started talking to him about it, look up, and I see, based on his body language, he's not really trying to talk about it. And
But-
I'm like, oh,
but-
damn. But it's already, job was done. I wasn't conscious of
Yeah.
what he's going through.
But also, the
But
the
he
whole
didn't take it.
Mike
storyline,
didn't
the
ask
whole
for it.
He was
storyline-
fine about it, by the
Mike
way.
didn't ask
I
for it.
read his body language.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for anything, Nate. Like, come on, what does that even mean? Ask for it? Like, as if, like, is it okay to approach you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
come
no,
on,
no,
bro.
no. Yeah, Nate,
You
it's
know what I
also
mean?
like,
it's open
yeah.
season.
Mike didn't
Yes.
ask you to say something.
Yeah, no, we
exactly.
constantly go like,
Yeah.
if he has the hot goss, he will
Yeah.
take out the hot goss
Yeah.
and we'll bring it
Yeah.
to us.
Now what
and how we
happened-
react and how we interact with it
What
is
happened?
up to
What
us.
happened was I was going through that, looking. I look up, I see his body language, so I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, he's not feeling it. I read that,
Yeah.
but then Nate jumps right in to
Yes.
defend him when Mike didn't ask
Whatever.
for defense.
He was whatever, yeah.
whatever. I read the situation. I'm like, he's not trying to talk about
Yeah,
it.
but why did you do it in the first
Mike
place?
shut down. Mike
Like,
didn't say
I remember
shit. I
her.
can tell
No,
Mike
No,
said
no,
shit.
there was
The
also
usual
a
Dennis,
storyline
you know?
after Mike. I don't know. Well, if you remember, but there's also been a storyline
that once Mike dropped her, like right afterwards, we were all talking like, yo, is she just gonna chill at the hotel room? Is she gonna go fly back? Like, what is she gonna do?
What is she doing? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the storyline from before. Like, she's gonna go chill with the
And we found out that she was still chilling.
I was
Right?
under
Yeah.
the impression that when I mentioned this to him,
he's gonna be interested almost like as a laugh, like, yeah, wow, that bitch went over there.
Yeah, no.
But he's like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I felt his body language about it. He didn't say that to me, but I felt like.
But you felt my silence. I
Yeah,
wasn't
and
down
then
for
I
it.
pulled the plug, but then as I'm pulling the
Like,
plug,
you even
buddy
told me,
over
like,
here
you
comes
didn't
in.
like
Oh, no, I
to
know
save
how
the
you
day.
I
was.
didn't like it, yeah.
I know you
He's like, he didn't
it.
like it,
Yeah.
yeah.
You said
I
that
said I
after
didn't like it.
already
I
responded
didn't
to you.
like it, but I
But
understood.
he knows it's
But,
open season.
but did you give
Like-
him like internal points for the fact that he stood up for you?
No, I didn't ask for it.
Damn.
I was about saying,
It was
But I
funny
feel
to
like-
watch
I
Nate
feel
do
like-
it.
doing it
Yeah.
all morning.
I was it distracted me from what I was feeling upset.
To
It
make
made
it
it funny
funny.
to
Mike,
watch.
Oh, okay,
Mike,
that's
Mike,
good.
yeah.
That's
Mike.
good.
That's why I recorded the video.
I thought that was
I think.
perfect. Then. I think that was
But
great.
you at that moment, even if you felt what you felt, which we all have our personal feelings on whatever we hear from somebody else, you knew it was like first it's open season in terms of it's in the open season.
No, in the moment I
category.
didn't know that it was.
No, I mean, like-
it was a joke. In the moment I didn't know it was a joke, but then
Uh-huh.
I was like, yo, the
What
truth
we talking
is,
about?
I created this fucking monster, which is Daddy, and this is
Hold
fine.
on a second. Very important point. You created the monster named Dirty, but you shared it all with us.
Yeah,
It becomes public then.
open
yeah,
season.
yeah. I didn't go that
Correct.
far.
My friend Nate
didn't go
comes
that
here
far.
every day, shares
Yeah.
his feelings, no problem.
Yeah.
But then you can't get mad at people that if it's every day,
Yeah.
they're gonna have an opinion
We're
about
having a
it.
100%,
conversation about
100%.
food.
Whether you like it or not, they're gonna have an opinion because
Yeah.
you're around every day.
Supposed
Yeah.
to come after 4.
Yes, yo, wow.
Yeah, I mean it's very important. The open season that you would teach me back then when I had a problem with it. It's like, listen, like
Yeah,
like,
don't
this is-
share it then.
The truth
Yeah,
is,
don't share.
And
we
I
all
chose
need
the
to
approach of not
unbind a
sharing.
couple
It's
ones,
true.
and that's all across the
But
board.
I agree with that.
that is
I agree with
also
that.
that's something that has to be learned too. I struggled with sharing with the wrong people or at the wrong like like the right place
Yeah.
place time or thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Like sometimes I was sharing at the wrong time or with the wrong
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and then it
Those
came
were
around
my
and
own
bit you
lessons.
back in the back.
It would bite me.
It
Yeah.
will bite you. Yeah,
And
until
I
you
would
learn
learn,
that.
okay,
Yeah, 100%.
this is probably not the
Yeah.
person that I need to share this with.
100%.
Yeah, you learn. Yeah, you
Yeah,
learn,
yeah.
Yeah, or
I've learned
sharing it
from
with the wrong people is also helpful too in helping
Yes.
you realize
To learn this.
Who the right
yeah,
people are.
yeah,
Who the right people
yeah,
are,
who the right
100%.
people are, or like if you're testing some kind of theory and you're just after the truth, the wrong people who say something ridiculous and are trying to like say some nonsense, like you can identify those as like, yo,
Yeah.
this is nonsense. Like
What
they're
I
clearly
just
wrong
thought,
here,
what I just
Yeah,
thought about
right?
is
Like
if
hearing wrong is good too.
it's
Yes.
open season and Nate
Yeah.
is in the room
Perspective is important.
and he's sharing his feelings and he knows you're in tune with
His feelings.
Yeah, and understanding and
Yes.
delivering the message
Yes.
back properly. But the other cats in the room, like, he's assuming that they're also able to do as good of a job as you, and they can't. Because they're not on that,
Yeah.
let's say, frequency. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Again,
Like,
everybody understands. Nobody's dumb here. We're all human
no, but
beings.
you
and we
expect,
can
see,
read.
but that's your ego expecting, like, I don't want to use the word ego,
That's
it gives
not-
me the
that's
ick.
not ego.
Also,
Gives me the ick.
who's
It's
the
not
who's
ego.
the
Spiritual world.
responsibility
Yeah, you're
on here?
completely like.
That's a good question, sir.
Responsibility.
Who's the
That's very
responsibility on
important.
Yeah, but
him
you,
sharing?
but we mean,
Knowing
my
that there's
friend.
people who are
Yeah,
not-
ultimately,
You
if
know what
he
he said?
starts the conversation, it is
It's
on
on
him.
him.
It is
Yeah,
on him.
Yeah,
hold on,
it is.
he just
Yeah.
said something.
And,
again,
and
very
that's
important.
ultimately the reason why this is happening in the first place is because of the fact that he will
Yeah.
learn through experience to know how to engage, when
Yeah,
to engage,
and he
and
hasn't
when to
learned
extract,
yet.
when
Yeah,
not to
yeah.
extract.
Because yeah,
That's
we're
what I
saying
was
here
just
is that
trying
like
to say, yeah.
he's coming here and wants selective
There's an
help
expectation.
Correct.
There's an
on his
expectation.
terms
Mhm.
in every single way that he
Correct.
wants it
Yeah.
Correct.
to be.
Listen what
Even
he just
though,
said.
so
he
he-
just said.
so
you-
it's
yeah, go
it's
ahead.
coming into a different like someone else's playing field, right? Like you just
Yeah.
walked into a different territory,
Yeah.
but
You
it's
gotta know
almost
the
like
rules.
they have to play by my rules.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Catherine would come into me and ask me for advice, and I gave it to her the
Based
way
on
I know
your
it.
rules, exactly.
The way I know it. I gave
Yeah.
it to her. I said, "Yo, this is what it is."
She can't come to you and
She
expect
goes,
you to have different rules.
Babe, that's harsh.
She wants
You
it
know
on
what
her
I'm saying? I
own
said, okay,
rules.
cool.
Right.
You want it on your own rules?
Delivery.
Go get the
Delivery
therapy.
is
Yeah, go
important.
Go get therapy. Who's gonna do it in a nice packaged way where it's gonna work for your ego.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm cool
And
with
that's
that.
fine.
That's
Here,
perfectly
my
fine.
friend just
It's
said-
the same
And
advice.
that's what I needed.
My friend
That's what
just
she
said-
needed,
really
and it worked
working for me.
because of the fact that she's sensitive,
Yeah.
and because
I'm very
I'm
sensitive.
So
Yeah.
insensitive.
different things work for different people.
Until you get to a
Exactly.
point
Yeah,
where they
but-
realize that I'm the most sensitive.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but through therapy, I'm realizing that a lot of things that he has told me, like it goes hand in hand. Like she'll make sense of one thing, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what Elder has told me. But Elder's delivery is completely different, and it just doesn't jive with me, especially when I'm really low.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
And that's
also
fine.
knowing
Yeah.
what works for you, what
That's
doesn't.
why I said to him many times, yo, I've used up everything, dog. I've used up all the language, all the skills that I have, and all the things,
Yeah.
techniques. Now you gotta get it from somebody else. Somebody else gotta
Yeah.
give it to you, bro. Like they
And
gotta package
sometimes
it because
someone completely
you ain't
biased
trusting.
that
Because like
doesn't know
if you
you
don't
is
jump
That's
you
why
don't
I
jump.
recommend
And I'm
therapy.
cool with that. Go jump somewhere else with something else because that might resonate.
Yeah.
She jump
I'm
somewhere else.
telling you, it resonated
Awesome.
immediately.
I
Yeah,
don't give a
but
fuck.
like if they had that relentless pursuit, I guess, right? Like they might not have to do something different, right? Because it's something I brought up a few
But
days
that's
ago.
the value on truth.
Yeah.
The value on truth.
Yeah,
If you
it's
are
a value on truth. Yeah, it's like a sick phenomenon that in general people think. I think in general that like they like to me it's funny. Like for example, like if I'm in a low place, right, or like I'm confused about something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm asking for help, right? I'm still a little bit convinced that like I can take what you give me and then like how
Put your
do
spin
I
on
say it? It's not even that. It's like competence and suffering mixed together is what I was saying outside is a funny mix. Like when we're suffering, we're still convinced that we know how to learn or we know what's best for us. But you tell me how. Like what? Like wherever you're at, your way got you into the shitter, right? So at the end of the day, like if you're after the truth, you gotta maybe admit to yourself, like, yo, the way that you learn is not the correct way.
Correct. That's
you
why
have
you
to
become
learn
a
how to
skeptic.
learn even,
Yeah.
right?
That's why you become a skeptic of
yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
And when you become
But-
a skeptic of yourself, you doubt the
One
things that you
thing,
need to
though.
doubt in order to get to like, why is he thinking that way? Like the car example with him. I told him my answer. He didn't want to dive deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see what we see. He don't see that.
Yes.
He says, I'm wasting money. Like, you're preserving capital, dog. Sure, you're taking it out every single month. You're paying money. But you're not paying out money when you're fucking selling this motherfucker in a year and you're driving for free.
Yes.
You're getting it all back. He don't see that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to see
Yeah.
that.
Or like I got my car
Correct.
after the rebate for $54,000.
Yes.
I was paying $850 a month.
Mm-hmm.
When I sold my car, I lost $3,000 over 3 years. If you divide that, I'm paying $120 a month. So I'm paying a smart car price.
Yeah.
But again, at the moment, it's like, yo, I'm not paying no $850 a month. Like, you nuts.
Yeah.
And we'll let
Right?
you guys know what kind of cars we drive after you send the check for 10 M's.
Brrr.
Right? So yeah, it's a phenomenon where like someone's like, I'm suffering and I need help,
Yeah.
but I need help on my terms.
Correct.
Yeah,
So like
but
why is that
I
happening
have
too?
a question about that. Would you guys agree that people learn differently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for
definitely.
example, like you have when I've brought a topic to you, whatever's been bothering me, you have literally asked me like, ask Rebecca, she's my therapist, like, how do you, let's say, not react with, like not take things personally or whatever, or whatever it is that you're
Yeah.
telling me, you're looking at like the very end
Yes.
goal, right?
Yes. Correct.
I go to Rebecca and then she's like, wait. We
You're
need to
too far.
backtrack.
Yes.
That's way too far.
Correct.
You're here.
Correct.
He's asking you to be here.
Yeah.
There's a whole progress that you have to
Yes.
make between that. You're making slow progress. And then she makes me realize that thing that you're telling me is what I need to do, I have no idea how to do it because I'm not there yet.
Correct.
So I still need to do a lot more learning
Correct.
before I can get to
That
that
is
goal.
correct.
And that I realize that Rebecca knows more of where I stand than you do, in a sense,
100%.
right? So it makes me
100%.
feel not that you're not the right teacher for me.
I'm
no,
not patient
no,
enough, probably.
You're not patient, but maybe
Because
she
I
just
give shortcuts.
understands more of where I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you, like,
Yes.
sometimes you just jump.
That is
you're
my
a jumper.
flaw. That is my flaw, and
need
I know
someone
of it
who
that
does baby
I
steps. That's
picture
all
when I
needed.
speak to anyone about their problems, I picture them higher, and I want them to get
Yes.
higher faster.
Right.
So therefore, I almost give that shortcut where
Yeah.
I don't give the steps.
I've
in that
learned
process.
that now.
And that was I know example that you're talking
Because
about.
she asked me a lot, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Well, did you talk to Elder about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and this is what he said.
Yes.
And then I start thinking about it, and with her help, I'm like, "Okay, Elder is seeing a finish line that I'm just
Yes.
not there."
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying that like people learn differently. With her, I feel
What I do is
just-
when you disagree with me on that point, I will allow you to go and test the process that you will get to that finish line that I'm talking about on your own.
It just takes me time. When
I
you
kick you
spring
and
it
I let
on
you
me,
grow
I'm
up.
like, whoa,
Yes. Yes.
whoa, that's too much.
You give the
It's too much.
advanced level.
It's very advanced.
Yeah.
It's very
And
advanced.
that's why one of the reasons why you come around, right? You go 6 months, a couple of months, and you're like, yo, I finally.
But we want instant gratification. We want the full
correct.
answer
In the
right away.
moment, you do want the.
Yeah,
You asking for
But
that. Yes.
when you're not ready, you're not ready.
That's true
And
too,
there's no shortcut to.
Now, what I will ask is, maybe you guys can all help, is aside from the fact that, okay, I do agree about this open season concept, in regards to when you come to the environment, it's open season. However, I would like to be able to do a better job with my friend Nate, since he's around more often. I am struggling because there's another element to it. And that other element is the fact that I don't I see him suffering, and it's his individual suffering. And for him, it's a big deal. But I'm looking outside of him in my perspective, and I'm seeing like, yo, people got it worse, or I went through worse, or whatever my thoughts are, right?
It's because his suffering
And
is
I'm
not your suffering.
right, and I judge his suffering as not as high as someone else, and I'm like, bro, just get over it. And I would like to do a better job of trying to understand how to, like, accept a person's unique suffering, because to them it's unique.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Well,
honest
just because there are people that have gone through worse things than him does
Impossible,
not validate his feelings.
Or
That's important.
invalidate, right?
Like I'm sure that there's people out there that have had much worse lives than I have, but it doesn't negate my feelings. It doesn't diminish what I have gone through and my traumas and my
Yeah, I wanted to
So
share a story with you.
compassion. It's compassion.
But see, Dennis brings up examples of you need to look at a YouTube video of somebody living in Afghanistan.
Well, see, Nate, that's his way. That's his.
It works for me.
That's it. That's
He's
what
so
works.
dumb. Because he's so what? He's so dumb. That was epic, yo.
Get over your break up.
Yo, Nick, see, that works. That was good. That was very funny.
It's a clear
made the whole room
shot of
laugh.
Yeah.
Record this bit.
That's going on the intro of the episode.
Yes, that is good, yes.
He passes.
He said he made an example of somebody living in Afghanistan.
Judgment.
But listen,
We thought we were gonna learn more about Nate, but we're learning
Your
more.
life is fucking great. And
But
I'm like,
see,
how do you dismiss?
I guess it is, like you see,
But
for most people here it's a
we
joke.
can't expect people to
understand.
understand.
I don't
that.
expect him to
You
understand.
cannot have expectation on
I
any
don't-
Yes,
one
you
of
definitely
us.
expect me
I
to.
don't have an expectation,
have
but
that.
when he's forcing that
You have
on
an
me, and he showed up to
expectation.
my house, driving over, didn't even
Yeah.
text,
Yeah.
says, I'm just here.
God
See,
forbid,
he
God forbid you got a
expected
friend.
you to like
I'm
be
the one
open
that's
to
the
his
expectation.
advice,
He
right?
has
But
the
when you're
expectation.
here, you're expecting him to be like to reciprocate your feelings as well. So there's both of you guys have done this. I think given us really
everybody.
good examples of like, okay, I want you to be sensitive to my feelings, and then you showed up to his house.
Right.
You wanted him to like, hey, I'm being a
Right,
friend.
right,
like,
right,
look at
Show
this.
this.
This is
Now
gonna
look,
be
Catherine.
good for you.
Catherine,
You're
check
both
this
shoving
out.
each other's.
Check this
dumb.
out. Very,
You know?
it's interesting because he brings up this Afghanistan example. I think everybody in the room can agree with his sentiment. That it's like, you know what I mean? Like his sentiment is like, that's not like, you know what I mean? That's not gonna help me, or like that's like extreme. But to me, many times it's worked where I've caught myself.
Simpleton.
It made sense to you.
Well, that was a little judgmental.
I
No?
was kidding.
Ooh, ouch. How do we feel about this, Dennis?
Oh, what I'm saying is like for me,
I think
many
he's being
times I've
insensitive
seen
right now, Nate.
where I watch
But you
like
felt what I usually feel.
accidentally pops up a video of like somebody in Afghanistan or Africa or whatever, and I get emotional. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck am I complaining about? So it works for me, but it doesn't mean that it works for other people. You know what I mean? And I
But you also might be under the wrong assumption that their problems are worse than yours.
I mean, I think when you don't know
Yeah.
how to eat, I think that's much worse than my problem or anybody else.
I don't think so.
100%.
Also,
Yeah, but I think
What do you mean,
that when you
What
Yeah,
more can
yeah.
be more
Dennis.
important
I
than
agree with
eating?
totally.
I don't
What do you mean?
think
How,
so.
Wait,
hold on,
Ken,
let's
well,
talk about
tell-
it. What do you
tell me,
mean?
what
How
did
can
you
you
say?
like?
That could be the smallest problem.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
think
bro.
like not like he's saying when you don't know like what you're
You
eating
don't
or
have like a nice
whatever.
hot plate
right?
of barbecue.
Like,
you're fucked.
I think that like our problems might be worse than those.
No, I don't. I think that's
so
ridiculous.
I think Dennis,
if you don't eat, you die.
Throw
No?
out my 2 cents. I think that
Yeah,
when,
That
like-
might be
but, like,
better than
scavenging-
living with
yeah,
the
scavenging
regret
for-
or anger
Stop
that
it.
something that
Stop
like
it.
something
Yeah,
else. has.
scavenging for food.
Yeah,
Like,
Stop it.
we're talking about
No,
like
can I say one?
like
It's ridiculous.
to me
eating,
it's like
bro. It's
low
eating.
mental problems versus high mental problems.
Yes.
Like sure, there's people out there who
Yeah.
are poor,
Yeah.
right, or whatever it is, right, and they definitely have certain problems, right. But then there's people who have extreme anxiety. I don't know, might be rich as fuck or like wealthy, not have those food problems.
And they also
But they would
have
fucking
big
trade those in a
problems.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if heartbreak,
anxiety,
If your stomach
whatever,
growls once in a
those
while.
mental problems
Nobody
are
said once in a while. Every
those,
moment I said.
those mental problems are 10x worse than your food problems. Like these are simpleton type problems,
I think-
if you want to call it that.
No, I think I know what you're saying, but you can't. Like what I'm comparing, it's not about once in a while, Eldar. I'm talking about like you literally have no food.
I mean, how many people are we talking about?
I mean, we want to look up the statistics of hunger or what? We can.
We can.
Yeah,
I think
Dennis, but then
Elon was supposed to solve it.
How long can you
Yeah.
go worrying about, like, I mean, there's awful stuff happening in the world, but how long can we go worrying about that versus our stuff?
I agree 100%.
You
Or
know.
the
Absolutely.
price
I'm not
of
saying
solving
it's
anxiety
bad,
versus
I'm
the
but
price of solving
I do
hunger.
think it's
Hunger,
really
yeah.
How much?
important,
How much,
though,
yeah.
like,
What?
for you not to
How
to
much?
rob yourself of actually
Big
processing
difference.
your emotions.
I-
Or
There's
whatever
not
it
enough
is.
money in the
Maybe
world to
today
solve that
there
fucking
was a
problem.
hair in your
Yeah.
soup and you really hated your lunch, and you
Yeah.
know there's people out there who
Yeah.
don't have a meal.
Yeah.
However, whatever your emotion is, you have to process it.
Yeah, I don't
Whatever
think you
it is.
understand. I don't
We
think.
cannot
yeah,
not process.
I agree with the fact
because
that
someone is having.
you maybe we could call this podcast anxiety equals hunger. Maybe you're not okay with that, but I think anxiety is hunger and hunger is anxiety. They're tied together. They're the
Can you
same of the
Explain it.
difference.
Can
You're
you
doing the
explain
thing where you
that?
said something
I wanna
advanced.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
explain
You're doing that thing right now. You
Yeah.
gotta explain it.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a step away from hunger, is a step away from dying, right?
Correct.
Anxiety is a step away from dying.
People can't live with anxiety.
People can be hungry for a
Mental-
little while. I
mental-
mean, do you think they're just dying? People are just dying.
Mental
Dying 2
illness
weeks
is
without
also
food, no?
physiological.
No,
you know?
if you want to bring
Let's
up
see.
I mean,
Today-
I would love to find
Yeah.
statistics now. How many people die from hunger and how many people die from anxiety, panic attacks, mental
Well,
health,
stress-
it's
suicide.
real.
Yeah.
Elon Musk said that they said right it would cost $6 billion
Yes.
to solve
To
world,
solve world
world
hunger.
hunger.
What the
Okay,
fuck is that?
Tell me this: how much money is it going to cost to solve world mental problems?
They can't.
Yeah.
They're not
There's
even
no-
making suicide fucking helpline
there's
fucking
no-
stuff
there's not
right
enough
now
money.
because
Let
there's
me-
not enough
yeah.
fucking shit
Let me
going
add
on. Are you
something.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Let me add
nobody got
something.
enough money for
Let me
that.
add
Nobody,
something.
nobody.
Let me add something that Catherine was saying. The biggest thing is like that's what we're talking about, like with
Yeah.
Dennis.
Tell me the result of drugs,
I'm
alcoholism,
talking about that right
mental
now.
health, suicide,
Let-
all
let
this
me
shit
speak.
versus hunger. I
me-
would
give me
love
2
to know
minutes.
that.
This
I'll
is
give
not
you
what
all
I'm
those
even
stats.
saying right now. Though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like what Catherine was saying is like you can't dismiss your own emotions. Like when we start looking at a broader scale, and I'm pivoting a little bit back to Catherine's point. When you're looking at a broader scale of external things, that's not in your immediate circle, that's not in your immediate mind, that's not in your immediate friendships, that's not in your immediate engagement with the world around you. That's something far in the distance, and it's a disengagement and a dissonance from actual emotion. Everybody has their right to kind of what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and sometimes right, sometimes wrong, 100%. But I'm saying like that approach.
It's always
that
right within your own vicinity.
But that's because
Yes,
you always think
but
that
you
your
can't.
shit is
But I'm
bigger
saying
than
it's not
everybody
about
else.
like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the level of engagement with saying
kinda
I have
goes
to
to my
look at
point.
the outside world
Maybe.
to view myself versus dealing and processing and coping with your shit.
Well, yeah.
That's
I'm
what
getting
I
at.
was trying to
You
say.
guys
Yeah.
aren't trying to like it's like a train that's like guys like you still have to cope with your own shit and it's like oh but because somebody else I can't fucking feel my emotions. That's complete horseshit. Sorry to say.
What's
it.
the point you're trying to
you
make?
can
Honestly?
feel them, but it doesn't mean that
No. What I'm
They're
trying
valid,
to say
yeah.
is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you put them out
But
there,
the way that we were communicating, it didn't seem like it was valid. And what Dennis was saying, you got to go over there, and you got to talk about Afghanistan. So fuck your emotions. He doesn't cope
It's
with
not about
his.
funk your emotions. That was never the point.
No,
Because
but I
the
understand his point,
is
too.
Is to give the comparison that like, yes, you're feeling what you're
you
feeling.
making a
but,
judgment
like, you know,
call that no, I agree with him here.
No,
when
no.
he's making a judgment
That's-
call is to say like, hey, hunger is worse than what he's experiencing.
Yeah.
I always say, wait a second.
Okay,
I
hold
think
on. I got
numbers
stats.
might-
I got
That's
stats.
that's
Yeah,
that's
I said, wait a
that's
second.
saying,
I got stats. You ready for the
you
stats?
He's hungry as fuck, bro.
it's
He
like-
hasn't eaten in 32
I
years.
got some preliminary stats.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Listen,
He hasn't eaten in 32 years.
I got preliminary stats to follow
Sure.
up with what you wanted. Again, this is rough, but
I need alcohol cases. I need
Listen,
drug cases.
listen, hold
I need
on.
mental
Calm
health. I need
down.
bipolar. I need schizophrenia.
You need
I
to
need
calm down.
suicide. I
You
need
need to calm
everything.
down.
I need the whole umbrella.
you need to calm down.
That'll be
So
another podcast.
first and foremost, 9 million people die of hunger every year. That's
Okay.
hunger. So 9
Uh-huh.
million.
Sick.
Preliminary stat, and
Uh-huh.
that's based on
Yeah.
what did they call it? The guy that
Yeah.
the agency that Elon
Yeah.
was beefing with.
Yeah, WHO.
Yeah,
I don't think that we can give a statistic on how many people suffer
Listen.
with this and continue living, which is worse than dying.
recent-
from
Yeah.
No,
But
because
that's
you have
a
to
different
understand that you have
angle,
to
yeah.
bring accidents.
But
into
then
the
you gotta.
space.
But then I
You
can
have to
also
bring so
hold
much
on. Then
into
I
the
can
space.
also bring in people who don't die from hunger but are living with hunger and they're just kind of getting by. You know what I mean? Like you can even the playing field every time.
Yeah, but it's just a fact of the of
A recent
Go ahead.
a recent meta-analysis indicated that approximately 5 million deaths worldwide are attributed to mood and anxiety disorders each year.
Wait, what?
That's just mood and anxiety.
Yeah, that's just mood and anxiety.
Alcohol.
Give me alcohol
You said
deaths.
anxiety.
Give me.
You told me anxiety, buddy. Come on. I mean, I can for
What
sure
do you mean?
all those things. Like,
What do you mean?
I-
Alcoholism is a result of anxiety, of stress, and everything else.
Okay, I can
The
also
chicken
I
or
can
the-
also then throw in
mental
violence.
Mental health is the umbrella of the
Yeah,
anxiety.
yeah.
That's the beginning of it all. This is all hunger,
Yeah,
bro.
listen. I think
That's 5 million. That's half of your shit. That just shows you that 9 million versus half.
no 9 million hungry, 5 million anxiety. So it's half of that.
Well, that's just anxiety. That's not
Yeah,
everything else.
this is just anxiety.
So,
What I'm saying is that if you start adding up things that like suicide,
but then I can also
schizophrenia,
add up violence, like people just suffer. Like,
Yeah.
war
But those are
torn
all
countries.
counter byproducts of something
yeah,
else.
it's all byproducts of
Yeah.
those actual
Listen,
things.
the point I think we got. I wasn't trying to.
Violence is byproduct of mental health. You have to
what I
umbrella
was
that
saying,
under that.
What I was saying was,
Hunger is being poor.
yeah.
That's
listen.
That's a money problem.
That's a money problem.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You're almost
100%.
250.
Emotional trauma is also a serious thing, no
Mhm,
question. But I was
Yes.
just saying, and
That's
which-
hunger.
All I was saying,
That's mental hunger.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
agree with those traumas a year ago.
No.
What?
I agree with Nate here.
no. But what I'm saying
Mental
is,
health is hunger.
all I said was it works for me, and then based on that, I was trying to, like most people do, impose what works for me to somebody else.
What?
Yeah. So it works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. At least I think it works for me. Like I get them every time. It's like I don't even try. I get emotional every time. Like ballet, like. And right away it snaps me out like, yo, fuck, like I don't got like fuck.
Well, just
I'm,
the way
I'm
you
fucking
relate
blessed.
to it. That's just the way you
Yeah.
relate to it.
But another person, might not look at it that, which is fine.
I mean, yesterday when we called
Don't say
Terry,
it's fine.
when we
Yeah.
called
That's an
Terry,
honest answer.
when we
Yes.
called
That is the
Terry,
honest
Yes.
What
You're saying that
What
now,
did you
but
hear?
don't engage with people.
What did
like
you
it's
hear?
fine.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying, Nate.
when
That's the
we
point that I'm
called
saying.
Terry, when
Like,
we
what
called
is wrong
Terry,
with you?
right? We heard death.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
heard hunger.
Yeah.
That
That's-
person was not the same person.
Correct. It's death.
I agree.
So because of that, it's I don't
Just
see, I don't
as
see
bad.
the, I don't
I
see
agree.
the,
I
the
agree.
suffering is
Yeah,
suffering.
that suffering is also worse than death.
Yeah, probably
That
it was worse than hunger.
That mental stuff is,
Yeah.
is
Okay,
worse.
I mean, but then okay, you want to riddle me this, right? Okay, let's play it. Forget the hunger, no problem. You guys don't like the hunger. Then how about the arena of mental health issues? No problem.
Yeah.
Is there levels to that though, where I can say, okay, you're suffering with this mental health issue, but I can give you cases of people that are suffering with 17 times worse things who survived and moved on.
Yeah.
Let's
But
talk
then it's
about
all-
forget the hunger now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
but
is
No,
not-
What's
it's
the
a
point
very
that you're trying
tricky
to
thing.
make?
Yeah, no, but you gotta understand that to me, if a person said like a violation of like Scott, I don't know, we'll give you an example of being a rat to me, being nice to me, hey Eldar, how's it going? But then shoves me in the on the basketball court is a bigger violation than what he's experiencing right now. It depends on the individual on what they can take on.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
that
So
like
you're saying some
everyone's
people are-
tolerance for pain
Yes.
is different, right?
Yes.
The challenges that come, for
Yes.
example, Eldar's
And
way,
your
he
tolerance
might
could be
brush
good
off and
and
have
listen,
his
that's
own
probably-
ways
that's
of
probably the
dealing with
best-
them. Where
Yeah.
those challenges that might come to me the same way,
Yes.
I might
Yeah.
yell at
Listen.
somebody, I might snap, I might react, whatever
think-
it is.
I
But
think
at
then you
different
guys-
points
you
in
guys-
the life,
We
at
are
different
poor.
Points, at different points in
Mentally,
life,
we're
you can handle
poor.
this totally different.
Yeah, listen.
And hungry.
I think that you can handle it good in one point in your life, and you can handle it completely off in another point in your life. So I don't
Correct.
think that that's ever constant. You can get to a point,
Correct.
but depending on what the fuck is going on with you, no matter how strong.
Correct.
I've had some pretty fucked experiences that are probably more fucked than this
Anybody
experience I'm
else
going
here
through.
ever
But-
went through?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
But the thing
Correct.
is,
If you
is
saw his
my
other
life-
experiences when he was
my
getting
life-
beat up or whatever, you're like, yo, this is really bad. He's like, yo, that wasn't even bad. This is terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Like at different points in your
Yes,
life,
I agree.
you could engage differently in that type of like coping or that type of interaction.
Yes.
So like you can't say that somebody's gonna get to a fucking point like if it's like fucking ideal. We're not God. We're not. We're
Yeah,
fucking
no.
humans.
My point here was
No, we're
actually
not, but
the
we
fact that I-
learn.
Yeah.
we do,
learn.
but you can't keep that constant. The goal is to be constant, be consistent. But you're not always gonna be consistent. We all have
but
fuck-ups.
who's saying that?
Yeah.
I'm saying that like it's like get to a point to where like you always know what the fuck it is. You're not always gonna know what the fuck it is.
Not in every single scenario, but if you're actually on self-development path and you're learning less
You
shit
have
that affects
consistent.
you,
Yeah, you have
you have
consistent
consistent
scenario
scenarios.
actions
But I'm
and
talking about
consistent
consistency.
behaviors.
Listen,
Right, if you talk about consistent scenarios long enough, you coming around here, bro, you're gonna find out that these motherfuckers are your best friends you never had before. You know what I'm saying? That's the path of where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Despite the fact that you might see that, like, yo, these are some assholes. No.
I'm not saying
the way that shit's been tuned right here, bro, it is to make sure that you survive and you do well, and then you go kill it out there. If you join us or not, it doesn't fucking matter. That's just what it is. That's the fucking agenda.
But that's not what I'm bringing up right now. I know that these guys have my best, like, they care about me. I know this.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that.
So what's the problem?
There was no problem. I'm just saying that
No,
we're
listen,
talking about a topic.
momentary
We're
lapse.
talking, and we're bringing it to me and this dynamic. I'm just saying that not
wisdom.
always. I know that consistency will get to a point. You can get to a point with consistency where you can be more stable and be more aware.
Yes,
But
the
if
more
you
you
fall
expose...
off in life, like Terry, seems good.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
We fucking knew that shit was
Yeah.
fucked up when she was here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We knew that shit was fucked
Yeah,
up.
I think in what you're saying, I think that you're downplaying how powerful you actually are as a person and
Yeah.
where you can actually get to. I think that
Yes.
like once you actually get to that place, you'll
I know
understand that
you
you
can
are
get
to-
the most powerful
Yes.
magician ever.
Yes.
But if you start creating bad habits and you start diving into some other bullshit,
And
that
you
can
became,
quickly
and
change.
that's why you became a very good magician at what you do now.
Yeah.
And we happen to be the motherfuckers that God was very funny to put in your fucking place to finally challenge your dumbass to say like, hey, we don't play that. Hi, what's going on? Are you gonna fuck around or are you gonna fucking cry? And that's why you're breaking. Because of the fact that we're not gonna fucking play into your shit.
I'm not asking for you guys to play in.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not sitting there like, but you're saying something.
But you
I'm not
are,
even
though.
asking.
But you are.
definitely are.
You
You
asked us to be
are.
sensitive
And he
to
did
your needs.
too. He did too. And I said, no doubt. You'll figure it out.
And he
Go
left for
out there.
7 years.
Go do your
In
shit.
Tibet.
Yeah,
He went
7
to
years.
Tibet.
Yeah, 7 years in Tibet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up
He's
until
like,
what
wait,
happened? And he said, yo, I'm happy being myself.
And I'm happy.
He was
here.
enough.
That's it.
That how I knew him, how I met him, and who he is now, that's what he's practicing. He's never been happier. Sometimes he's a rat. Sometimes he's too sensitive. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's very compassionate. He's overbearing, PC, whatever it is. But this is who he is. And he's exercising it consciously. And that's why he's the most happiest. And everybody give him that feedback. And he's pleasant to be around.
Yep.
Yes or no?
100%.
Yes.
I'm happy.
100%.
Nate would
Everybody's-
disagree.
And everybody's
Nate would
happy.
That
We even
he's
paying
around.
him to be around.
Nate
Yeah.
would disagree.
We don't need
with
this
the-
motherfucker.
Wait, hold on a second.
No, but that's the truth. We
Yeah.
don't need you.
I know. I'm
But
a
we
liability.
need him. But, which we're discovering right now. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think that's beautiful.
Listen, this
That's why
kind
you
of-
having a difficult time because he's a little bit around the edges. That's why
I'm
you
not
have
having a
it.
difficult time.
Come on, you
But-
can't just say
yeah.
you're not having.
You're having a dandy like
Yeah.
dandelion picking
Yeah.
time.
I'm sorry to
I'm
put
not-
you in
I'm
that
not-
fucking box.
Everything that anybody's throwing
Yeah.
us, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
You
that.
having a what I'm trying to say is that remember today you're like, yo, like what was he this way, this way? There's certain times that he's actually consciously being a dick, but he's consciously doing it. Because he's being a conscious dick, he knows where he's taking this to. He's not an actual dick. I am telling you, he is not.
I don't
Nor
Just
is
like
anybody else, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
Nobody's
I don't
here
think
as a
that
dick.
he's- I don't think that he's.
We just have we don't have the ability to engage what we need to engage
To tune
in
into
each
the other-
yes,
I don't think
into
that, I don't
into
think,
other
I don't
human
think that
beings.
he's- I think
Correct.
I think I can tell when he's consciously just fucking around, and there's sometimes where he doesn't know, just like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
So you
I think
can't
if
just
you were
say
able to
consistently
tell
across
that
the
you are,
fucking board.
But
that
I'm
he knows
telling
it.
you, if you
That's
get
what
to
I'm
know
saying.
him, I'm telling you.
I know Dennis has a good heart. I never fucking denied that.
That's it.
I never
That's
denied
it.
that.
Yo,
So
this
what is
guy's
the fucking argument?
uncornerable.
Yeah.
Uncornerable. Like,
Yeah.
he won't-
And
he
I'm not
won't
gonna
It
admit
usually
it.
goes that way.
I
I
don't
will
feel
not
that
admit
way.
it.
I know that you fucking care. And sometimes
Come
when I
on,
feel
man.
like you're being an ass, you're being an ass. Just like today when you came in, I'm like, I'm not gonna engage with this shit because you were being a rat in that moment.
Yeah. What
And I don't think that you were even aware of it in the moment until I stopped us both, and then you sat on it.
What this does kind of smells to me like is back to that Dave Chappelle thing with the training, where she said, "I don't need you." What did she say? I don't need she. Whatever.
I don't need you to understand me.
Sorry, guys.
Transsexual
I just understand one
training.
I don't
thing.
need you to understand me. I just need you to understand that I'm having a
human
human
experience.
experience.
Yeah,
That's
which
fucking
which,
deep,
which is a
right?
buffet of fucking array of things.
Let me just
Suffering,
say,
joy, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
I might.
the
I
message
might.
was good, and he's getting canceled for it.
Yeah, yeah.
you
But
know?
he's uncancelable.
No.
He's uncancelable.
Rightfully so. You gotta understand that majority are not supposed to understand
Right,
this
right,
message.
right.
They're not supposed to understand
Yeah.
this message.
Yeah, but it's
People
true. It's
don't
like
have this,
But I
they don't
wish
have the
they
stamina,
did.
the
This
mental
this
stamina
person
in
was
order
his
to get there.
actual friend,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
message was, we're all just trying to have a, you know,
But
We're all here.
We're just trying to get by.
We're just trying to get by.
We're
no
just
matter,
trying to
no
get
matter
by.
what
Question-
your sexuality is.
the question becomes, because like I said, I'm struggling with him right now. Where how do I tune into that more often? Where it's like he's having his human experience, but I'm looking at his experience. I'm saying, bruh, like that ain't shit. Like get over it.
Yeah.
And I would wish I would like to bridge that gap because it causes me suffering as well.
I'll tell you how you bridge that gap.
Be yourself.
Values.
I tried to go to his
Values.
house. It didn't
Yeah.
work.
The values that you have, that you place on what your role is here, is probably the difference.
Yes,
Say
that's
that
what I was
again?
saying.
Say that again.
So your understanding
See,
of
he does this, Captain. He gives like
yes,
That's what
and
I'm
I'll
trying
explain
to
it.
say.
I'll
Throws
explain
it
it.
out.
I'll explain it, and
Go-
he
go
will
fetch.
he
Go
will
get it.
regurgitate
We
it
need-
in a very small pieces.
We need
Ready?
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So he's your therapist and he's
Yeah.
your elder. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what's happening is actually your understanding of how you provide value is one way. I understand how to provide value is another way. And because of the fact that me and you disagree on that point, it is hard for you to dedicate time to him because this is the most important thing to dedicate time to. And you disagree with that fundamentally.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Part of getting to know us is to understand what we value. And
Yes.
when you realize, I think, those things, I also believe internally that it will definitely change what you value as well.
Yeah.
I think that, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
I'm
Maybe.
convinced of that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Unless you quit, I almost guarantee that,
Yeah.
right? I would
Yeah.
say it's 100%
So how do I bridge the gap with Mr. Nate? Because I'm having
Time.
a hard time with him.
time.
See,
question.
that's a
Yeah.
Rebecca answer.
Time.
Baby steps. You
Yeah.
know, they're telling you where
Yes.
you need to be,
Yeah.
but you don't know how to. So,
Right.
The good thing is, he's actually working on the same thing.
so am I.
Yeah, because he sees you through it. He sees through you.
Yeah, time.
Oh,
If you
you're
stick
talking
around
about-
here,
okay.
if you stick around here
Yes.
and you're open
Yes.
and you share, it is inevitable that you
yes.
will grow and that
For
like
Nate as well? That's true. For
It's
Nate as
for
well?
every-
It's for
it's
anybody.
anybody.
But there's plenty of people.
He's like,
who
No,
have
but
started-
we take sick leaves, right?
Yeah.
Mike's very good at those, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes
and also
he
here,
goes
it's
and
tough
Tony's like,
love.
"Yo, Mike, where you go?" And Mike's like, "Be right back."
But Tony's like a Gary though. He's
He
a
is a
controlling
Gary.
dad.
He
He's
is strict. He's very strict.
yeah.
I'm strict, but he's stricter.
He's very strict.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's necessary.
Yeah,
It's all
but there's
necessary.
plenty of people who come and then they like, whatever, and then they ban us and then they go about their life. And that's also fine.
No, but I also yes, but all
Not
the bees come
everyone's
back to the
gonna-
hive,
not everyone's
and
gonna-
I still believe that.
Yes. Though anybody who
I don't see a
Yeah.
non-compelling argument to come back around.
Yeah, I think
I would say the biggest thing is money,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
is the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, but that's only like I mean, at least for me, a recent realization.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
what's the realization?
That's
Go
gonna be
ahead.
episode 3, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
That might be
By
episode
the
3.
way,
You're right.
by the way, we're almost at
Yeah.
2 hours, so you were trying to say like,
You could- you
2-hour
could-
podcast, but
That-
Yeah, but we have like moments of interruption and stuff like
stop
that.
it.
Yeah, this is also not one topic.
We could. The
talk
next
about, like,
topic
20
could be
different-
shiny things.
What?
The next topic could be shiny things.
All right.
Yeah.
This is where you buy
Tune
a
in next
roll. Yeah, damn, yo, I can't believe it, yo.
Yeah, I can't believe it's
you
been
don't have
2 hours.
you don't understand what's happening here. But we buying his childhood.
Yeah, no, it's difficult because you understand. I think it's interesting you say that. I'm also picture where you guys are at.
Yeah.
Now I know you guys, so I was able to.
Also, you think?
I was able. No, listen, I was able to drop in.
Yeah.
And flow with your flow.
Yeah.
Pretty decently, let's say, maybe
Yeah.
not decently, right, without too much issue. Because,
Interruption. Yeah.
Yeah, and you probably agree because it's been many years. With him, I don't know him as much.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You are outdated. I'm looking at you like you
But that's
were
fine.
born in
You
1970s.
think that, but I at least understand. Like,
Okay, fine.
I'm not like jokes don't offend me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Tully was telling me about me
Yeah,
being
which is
controlling, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
like let me listen to him. He might
Yeah.
be. I think he's right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's different. I see it's different, but that's because of time. Like you guys said, time.
No, but the buttons are the buttons.
Sure, but now you're contradicting yourself. You know what I mean?
Because today we had a serious situation and you were feeling a certain type of way.
But then what
You
happened?
came around,
Yeah.
There's
but the
your answer.
buttons are there,
Yeah, but
and I know those.
before that was a. Fuck it then. Like let's quit.
Yeah, all right, fine. That
Um,
yeah, that's-
What you were saying was,
yeah.
you're buying his childhood. And I said like it was easy
Yeah.
for me to jump in with because
Yeah.
I've seen you for a decade. With Nate, you gotta understand. I'm coming from a place of I just spent like a year in isolation basically.
Okay.
So I'm jumping into this environment, which is already an adjustment, and then all of a sudden I gotta adjust to a person like
That's
who's
interesting.
got a high level of feelings right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And it's like whoa, like, you know what I mean? I'm not used to even anybody's feelings. Not
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to the
like,
highest.
Let alone
level.
you're trying to figure yourself out. Yeah.
Right.
Now this motherfucker.
So maybe that's also part of the adjustment. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on,
Unresolved.
brother. You know what
But
I
this
mean?
is what we do. This is the reason why the disparity is big, because of the fact like this is what we do and this is normal for
Yeah,
us.
it's
Like
regular-
you walked
regular
into
work.
something today, which was crazy to you, but like this is what we do. You know what I mean? Like we gotta,
My man's
you
just
know what I
getting
mean?
a
Like he's
massage
going
in the
through
middle
some
of the
shit.
office. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going through some shit.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we have to do.
Yeah, but I also think that those kinds of experiences are very helpful because they could help us in
That
other
bridges
parts of
the
your
gap.
lives. For example, is there someone else in your life that
Like,
is
I'm not
very
even gonna-
sensitive
listen,
or has high feelings?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna answer that question because I it's just again adds to the point. Listen, I'm looking at this man right now. I don't mean to like ride your dick too much. No, I don't want to do that. But I'm looking at him right now because I know I didn't mention this I was finishing. I got rudely interrupted at some point. A couple months ago, me and Asli here, and we're listening, and I wanted to leave because I'm like I wanted to go spend time with it, but I'm also
Get
listening.
an
He's-
alarm clock, be
I'm
honest. And
kidding.
it rang 3 times.
He's talking a lot during that podcast, totally,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, yo, like, what the fuck do you know about this or about this? Or
Yeah.
about that? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not taking him seriously because of the vendetta I got for him.
Yes, correct.
Now it's like, I'm like, he's talking to me. I'm actually listening to him because I'm like, it's just like that's my boy. You
That's
know
why
what I mean?
it's
Like,
funny
maybe.
to see how
You know what I mean?
what
Like-
money can buy, which is crazy.
Money bought it.
Blackout.
That's
Well, hold on,
that's
let me get
episode
this
three.
Yo, cut the shit, yo.
But maybe
These
this,
motherfuckers is cheap, totally, yo. Make more money, bro. We could buy so many people.
yo, maybe
That's what
maybe
you were
this
saying
place
before.
maybe this place actually is healing, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't bridge the gap with him for a very long time.
Yeah.
Every time I come around, he would irk me so much
Yeah.
because like he's always talking shit, always like kind of like how Nate feels towards me. Ironically,
Yes.
Came full circle.
Yes, this is sick.
It's ironic.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like, yo, shut the fuck up, kind of a thing. Like, what the fuck do you know? And then when you hear that, you want to like tell the other
That's
person.
your
like, yo,
impression, though. I
of
don't
course,
think that.
I know, Nate. You didn't do
But,
any
that's,
of this
but,
at
but
all.
again, you chirp shit, that changes perception.
No,
And people are going to hear this and they're going to have an
You know how
opinion. But that's your fucking opinion.
Yeah, but regardless of what you say right now, the way that you act supports that.
It doesn't matter how I act.
Right,
I'm not
right.
worried about
What
it.
do you- of
Doesn't
course it
matter.
does.
No, I'm glad that
That's
you're
the only
chiming
thing
in.
that matters.
I'm just saying, like, the repetition of what people say. Like, I come from
Yeah,
a-
but nobody has to say that.
It
That is
doesn't-
already known.
People are going to believe what they're going to fucking believe. And I understand that.
Time
totally.
out.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
guys,
Gotta
quick
say,
exercise. You know how in that video, in that homeless car video, I did
Mhm.
like a projection, like,
Yeah.
yo, you're gonna be watching this later in
Yeah.
the future. This is episode 2, early days. Sweat equity days. What do you think? How many subscribers are we gonna have on like episode 1,000?
No, Dennis, don't do this, please.
Or like, where are we gonna be at? Where do you think?
Don't
Where
start this, no.
are we gonna be at in 1,000 episodes from now? That's
Don't
1,000
do
weeks.
this.
10 million.
10 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. We gotta end it on that. You
Oh,
bless
that's
me.
subscribe.
Minimum.
Minimum, that's it.
Minimum.
All right, let's see what happens.
I would say that this episode, if somebody solely bought it, this one alone is
Worth-
definitely
Yes, a million.
Yeah.
This is a gem.
This will get a million just by itself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What a million views? Oh no.
I
No,
want to see
subscribers.
how many
Oh, subscribers. Yeah.
Crime Junkie has.
Yeah. This is like a 250
What
to
the
500
fuck?
mil.
Babe, you don't understand what you're part of right now. Does she understand or no?
No.
Does anybody understand or no?
I don't think anybody understands, except for you.
That's
you,
crazy.
maybe.
That's crazy to me. Totally, you have to ride with me.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yes.
But you
I
also
want to get
don't.
an idea. So, like, my favorite podcast is.
I mean, we talk about the realest shit. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is unapologetic shit. Like, this is real shit. This is not red table talk with Will Smith and them. They're fucking liars, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, I don't know if they're liars, but
Come on, man.
come on, man.
Yeah.
If you coming out with the most honest shit after 10 years, it's just been
This
on,
has helped
fuck outta
solving
here.
the problem that
This is
that
fucking
nobody
applied
else. Yeah.
shit. Like, you gotta apply this motherfucker. You're gonna be in a better place. Fuck that. Fuck everybody else. Yeah, like what the fuck?
instead of solving the money problems, solving the life problems.
Wow, imagine
Solving the problem.
imagine this podcast Nate had in his headphones like 10 years ago. Where would he be at now?
Solving problems.
I mean, yeah.
That's the name of the podcast.
Unfortunately,
Or not.
Catherine, the name of the podcast is Dennis Rocks.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's fortunately.
Fortunately, yeah. That's
Fortunately.
great.
The ROX is cheesy as hell. Rocks with ROX.
What do I CKS? We have that domain too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you had this podcast early and all of these things applied, then yeah, your probably only problem might be like hunger.
Yeah.
That's the only problem I've really got daily.
Yeah.
What am I gonna eat for
I'm
lunch?
feeling that
Yeah.
problem right now.
So-
All right. Well, All right. What was the topic?
Doesn't matter.
That's it.
Why will
Does it matter?
That means it's good night,
Why
lights
will
out for
hypocrites?
Eldar.
Well,
Does it matter?
We answered that, right?
Dennis will figure it
Not
out.
really.
He's going to do the ending. He's going to find out.
Yeah, because we have a lapse of judgment and memory in that moment.
No, we're hypocrites.
And we definitely don't want to associate ourselves with a bad person.
Yeah.
No.
We
We
definitely
want to
don't.
erase that.
We want to erase that as soon as possible.
Don't I know it?
But
Yeah,
it would
we
be
wanna
very
erase-
interesting to figure out where we develop that
That
quality.
skill.
That skill, because it's a sick skill. It's
That's
so
that's
dangerous.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous skill.
Yeah.
So dangerous.
Yeah, sometimes I'm playing the court, and like I don't know, I feel like I'm dominating or doing well. I'm not fat at all. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't have a gut, nothing at all.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I'm what's called barely running up on the court and huffing and puffing, and the guy in the second half was scoring on me.
Yes, yes.
That's when I'm like, damn, yo, I'm fat. Like
Yeah.
at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's also like you know.
A cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Arch.
Yeah, when you think one thing and something else happens completely different. From what you
Where
were
do the
thinking.
wires get
Huh?
where do those wires get crossed?
Because it took us a long time to pursue truth. That's also why all the bees come back to the hive.
Yeah, it does take
Because
a long
It
we,
takes us
we
a
as a
while.
collective,
We have to
when
come
we
around.
when,
you know?
when we're a collective, we're pursuing truth.
But
Right.
is it an innate
We-
thing where it's like self-preservation? Is it like an animalistic instinct?
I mean, you can believe that it's self.
We were, yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
You
can believe
we
it,
were
even
taught
though
that
it's
that
probably
was
working
that
backwards
could,
in it.
could
But there's
protect
some
you.
things that are innate in us, which are like animalistic things, or self-preservation. It's like a flight or flight thing, right? Those things are automated. Those come from nature. You know, we have to preserve ourselves.
Yeah, but the ways that we but the ways that we were taught to skin that cat was
Sure,
that way.
sure. That 100% that could be the case. Is this the case though, where this is a
Yeah, I don't
primitive
think
response?
that. I can't believe. Like, I could not sit here and believe that people are born to act this kind of way. I think that these
No.
are.
It is learned.
I don't think so either.
This is
I
a
agree.
learned
I don't think so either. But
ability.
what's the learning thing? Where is that learning?
Yeah,
It takes
it takes us a long time. Like,
Yeah.
like when was the first year any of us started pursuing the actual truth? If
Yeah.
any of us have even started that.
Well, that's why philosophy is such a big thing.
Yeah.
Through history, right? When people started to think and really coin
Yeah.
this motherfucker was to say like, yo, we gotta fucking find out what the fuck the truth
Yeah,
is.
just like what, a year or two ago, you were convinced that being here is distracting you from the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Think about that. That means that you just started to, let's say,
You were just
really
born.
learn. Yeah, you were just born like that. Like
Yeah.
throughout all, like my whole journey, I had to like commit suicide. I don't know, hundreds, thousands of times, and be reborn into.
Oh, when he just a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I was like, yo, Mike is like, he looks like he's free and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be free too, he said.
Yeah.
Can I come into the office whenever I want and stuff like that and do all this other
Yeah, I
shit?
remember that,
Yeah, you know? So it's the same thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Hence why Dennis asked for 2 hours off.
Mm-hmm.
But
You got it all wrong.
Edit that out.
We got it all wrong.
I'm not gonna have fucking.
I just wanted to ask, before that, you didn't feel free?
no, like I wanted more. Like I was looking at Mike, and Mike had this like what I thought was a free schedule. Like he could just he would go for hikes midday, like go
Yeah.
to the gym, whatever. Right, where I wasn't thinking about what was going on, and sometimes I felt like those kind of things would help me, find truth or solve some problems, and that's what I thought I wanted at that time.
But what made you change it otherwise that fast? Because you were gonna act on it.
Yeah.
I didn't say no, did I?
He
No.
realized he doesn't hike and
No.
he likes to be here. That's all it is.
That's all it is, right? So
Yeah, he
he's-
likes
No,
to be
no.
here.
He's so
He's a
dumb.
FOMO
No,
fucker.
we definitely had a conversation about it. You definitely did
He
not
signed
say
up to the gym,
no.
which he hates.
Yeah.
But I think that you like reminded me of something,
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
but I don't remember what. Yeah.
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 I'll just say it's FOMO.
He signed up for the gym because he wants to be around his boys.
That's
And
it.
he
FOMO.
engaged in the same type of activities. I mean, is it FOMO or is it because he actually wants to truly spend time and get better?
Hug it out, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I
That's why I
thought
say it's
I thought we had a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
We
when
did.
we found out that we could jump, and then like he it was on him, but we had fun.
But he's learning about himself through this experience.
Yeah.
I think also through all these experiences, like we definitely don't remind ourselves, but why I think we have this line about like all the bees come back to the hive.
Yeah.
So I think that like when all the when
That's
there's
the slogan,
a hive,
by the way.
yeah,
All the bees come back
Trademark.
to the hive.
yeah,
Oh,
when
that's a slogan,
we
B.
I think at least
We'll
we
fuck 'em
say
in
that because when there's a hive and
Yes.
there's bees in it, those bees are doing something collectively at all
Yeah.
times.
Yes.
That I think is so divine
Yeah.
that like you just
Wow.
like you just can't not be a part of it
Wow.
eventually.
I love that. Divine. He used the fucking word divine.
Yeah,
Now
I
we
think
know
when
where
we're a
we stand.
collective,
Yeah.
we're doing next level shit that like.
I
is-
agree with
is-
that.
is
I
next
100%
level.
agree with that.
100%.
100% agree
All right,
with
and
that.
I think that once you make those kind of realizations, when we're together, that's also why I think that I mean, look, I've been waking up at 8:30. I definitely don't want to wake up at 6:45 and go to the gym. But I also know that like
Magic happens.
these kinds of collective things,
Yeah.
to me, are more valuable.
There's
So
no
even if
chance
I don't want
There's
to,
no chance Dennis is
Yeah.
paying $175 for a gym membership.
yeah,
I just want to let you know that now, just if you're going there.
yeah,
Yeah.
not yet.
You are 1,000% correct. Yo, I got it. He like the things in him, his worst qualities irk me. I mean, it's this cliche shit, right? Everyone's
We're
your
all
mirror,
mirrors, no?
yeah. Like
think
the
my qualities
cliche,
all
the
agree.
shit that worst qualities in him irks me so much because deep down I probably have those same qualities.
Absolutely.
Or had them at
Yeah.
certain points where they were
Absolutely.
magnified.
Yeah.
And he feels the same way. That's
I
why
can
I
agree with
irk him
that.
so much.
But I
It's 'cause
told
he's
him
like,
that he doesn't
but-
irk
he
me.
knows,
But
like
I'm
when he's
telling
saying,
you
when
right now-
he's yelling here, he's like, yo,
When I
he's
say-
trying to impose your will. He knows
No,
damn well he
I'm
imposes
fucking
will
with you.
every
I'm
day.
fucking with
Yes.
you. The time
And it's bothered
I'm
like
fucking
that,
with
you
you,
know?
Bueno,
Dennis.
cuidado, social.
Dennis.
Well, what else?
No,
But
else
everybody
is
did. Everybody did.
Dennis.
I made that
I'm fucking
connection.
with you. The
hour
time
ago.
that I
Yeah.
like, the
Come on,
time
man.
that I actually got in your
Back.
face about the whole situation with Mike, that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
Nate,
Yeah.
everything you have an issue with me about, most likely, it's
look
that
how
you do.
serious you're taking it.
And vice versa.
You have
I
an issue
wasn't
with
taking
yourself
what I was
about.
saying
Like for
serious.
instance, I don't think I'm as emotional as you, but I probably have like for instance when I used to come over with my ex-girlfriend to his house, and just for 2-3 hours talk. I can't believe she did this. I can't believe. It's very emotional, on and on and on. He had compassion
Yeah.
for it.
I
But, like,
want to say
I-
one thing.
Yes.
I want to give many thanks. I was the first one who pioneered the Russian double train,
Yeah.
like the really terrible relationship train.
I remember those
And,
walls.
and nothing makes me happier than see that my friends go through it, who were talking shit about me, like, yo, how could he do this? How could he do this? And then do the same things that I
Nobody
did.
talks
So,
shit about
You
you.
know,
Inshallah.
my man married
Inshallah.
her. He married her.
yeah, that's like the ultimate receipt claiming for me. So, thank you, Dennis, Joey Bates, a.k.a. shout out to my boy Joey Bates,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Holier
that's,
than thou,
that,
Bates.
it
Yeah.
gives me the, like,
This is the topic.
amazing.
This is the topic that we have at hand, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck we forget
yeah.
that we the fuck the same people?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We forget to actually
And
have
we
fun.
commit the same fucking crime.
Yes, it's because we forget that actually
There's
fun.
that judgment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ties
Yeah.
in completely all
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
back to the same thing.
And we fucking swear in that moment
We
that
judge
we're
people, we do the
different.
same.
Yeah.
Somebody's a vegetarian and somebody's a carnivore, but we're all the same motherfucking people.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Whatever that means.
And everybody out there who deserves
Yeah.
a chance.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you're worthwhile.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was just gonna say, can
Yeah.
you quote Kai,
Yeah,
please?
Kai, yeah.
Yeah, D. So thank you so much
Everybody,
for following my
worthwhile.
footsteps.
Yeah, you think Tully's next or no in the Russian?
I can't call it,
We can't call it because.
but
we
if
just
he
need
does,
to see
I'll
what's up.
enjoy it as much as possible.
Tully, you're okay with me, you know.
You're gonna enjoy it. Or you're gonna
Speaking for
support it?
you, taking a jab at you. You're okay with
No,
it.
but you do it in a nasty way.
All right, my bad.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't want to impose my will on it.
Look at this guy, you know? I can't believe it, yo. He got owned.
Bye.
Mr. God.
Yeah.
Like, he got owned. He hit a wall.
He gave him
He
like
can't go nowhere.
God gave him like a nice juicy
He-
shit sandwich, right?
Yeah. But yeah, he did.
He put him up.
You guys
He put him
have a
up
way of
against the only
speaking.
team who's undefeated.
Yeah, correct. Like, that's it. Like, you were running amok for so fucking long, my man.
Yeah.
That you're gonna meet these motherfuckers,
Yeah.
and they're gonna fucking...
Yeah, but right now,
Enough is
I'm
enough.
I'm like
Is
the,
that not? Is that ego?
What?
From who?
What are you saying?
From who? No, that's the motherfucking truth.
But the funny part, like the.
But yeah, it's coupled with ego.
In what you're saying.
Yeah, and a little bit of alcohol.
Yes.
By the name.
100%.
We're not gonna
No, but
mention.
then think about this shit.
This
You know.
undefeated team that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm the 15th man on that team.
Yeah.
And he still is like trying
He
to.
can't jump over that. He can't jump over that.
You missed it. No.
We sub you into foul, Nate.
And do the free throw.
Hack him, yeah. Send him to the line because we know he's not gonna make him.
He's not making
I'm
free
the
throws.
15th man, so he's
Yeah.
trying to take shots like, yo, you're just the 15th man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he
Little
can
that he
still-
knows, he didn't even know your history shit, yo. Like
Yeah.
he gotta go.
I tried to
through
give
all
him
that.
a little bit of a taste yesterday
Yeah.
with the homeless video.
Yeah. Yes.
You've seen some shit, D.
You
definitely
did see some shit. Yeah.
What do you
Like.
think about my homeless videos, Nate?
I think that was a marketing ploy to get your business off the ground.
Oh!
Holy shit.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
I
See,
think
that-
you
I
needed
love
that
that shit.
story because you sold yourself on that idea so long
Yeah.
ago that
Yeah.
you needed a sob story
is
to
spot
be able
on,
to
by the
get
way.
fucking people in. To say,
Cosign.
yo, look at this, because you didn't look like you were struggling. You look like you were recording great fucking videos saying, yo, look
Yes.
at me now. Let me
Yo,
share this with all these
But would you
motherfuckers.
say he's not a good actor?
He is a great actor.
Plenty of people buy that shit.
Yo,
Yes or no?
I think that
Just
he tried,
not the type of people that
Listen.
you are.
No, the thing is,
Listen, in the
he's
moment,
buying
he
the kind of stuff that he
believed it.
likes. Those
listen,
videos he
yo,
likes.
Yeah.
I will
He had
say
to
this. I will say
recreate
this.
Afghanistan in fucking
Yes.
New Jersey.
In New
Yo.
Jersey.
Yeah.
In Hackensack parking lot. In the parking lot.
That was a great connection, Tony. That,
Yes.
that's
a
exactly what I was trying to say. You just said it.
He had to recreate it for himself.
Yeah.
He just fucked my whole shit up.
Yeah.
That's it. Now
yeah.
you have to
Of
take a cold shower,
Yeah.
basically, after
That
that
was
statement.
good.
That was a
That
good
was
one.
good.
If
That
you
was
filled
good.
up your car with sand, you'd be good.
Yeah, you'd be right there. You'd be right there.
Yo,
Heat on high.
Yeah.
Heat on high.
Yeah, and had Nate spit on you like a camel from the outside.
The heat on high and Nate's spitting on you. That's it.
does this count for him never Ubering again?
I wish it was Afghanistan. It was some cold nights. You know?
Yeah.
Dennis rocks.
Yes.
Cold
Yes.
nights, you know?
Yeah. Holy.
Maybe I created
He's like,
a
yo,
lot
look
of
at this son. He's always marketing to himself. Like, I feel like he wants to act and like jerk off to himself at the same time. To be honest.
What the hell?
Nate, all right, Nate.
That might
With
be
you,
next,
Nate,
that might
next
be
to
next
him.
week's topic, Nate.
In that case,
With you, know,
topic next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
That is
now
a good
now I'm
topic for
seeing it.
next week.
Everything you basically say, it's crazy. It's like you're talking to yourself almost, but you're doing it through
What
me.
are you
I
talking
gotta
about?
let you do it. I think it's like you're like talking to yourself, but through me. It's unbelievable. It's fascinating now. Like, you heard what he just said about the jerking off thing?
Of course.
You know what he did earlier this week.
100%.
So it's wow.
He's a freak.
I
You
think
some
I
type
gotta-
of freak, something.
Wow. I think if I'm gonna learn compassion here, I thought it was
Through
gonna be
Nate.
by being with Toli, but it's gonna be actually through you. Toli seems to be easy now. He's like a wise elder.
Totally very excited right now. Like, look at what he's
Yo,
doing.
free
you have to
fun.
repeat that to Elder. I'm not who he is.
Yeah, he's like a wise. I know. I can't believe I'm saying it either. But,
Yo.
but he's like you in 8th grade.
And you have to play with them one-on-one still.
Yeah, it's just like I bet you I'll play you 1-on-1 right now. Just shooting threes from half court, you know.
Yo, I just realized a more fascinating thing. I was peeing, and I realized, like, yo, this tool that I'm using right now to pee and relieve myself, and I feel really good because I relieve myself because it took a while for me to actually pee, has the ability to secrete 2 different substances.
Oh man.
Just saying.
Babe, okay.
Explain for the viewers that
I
don't
thought you were gonna say
understand.
something else. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
that's-
No.
I was gonna agree
peeing, I
with
was like,
you.
yo.
I was
I'm
gonna
peeing, I'm like,
agree with you for
I'm
a second.
peeing, and then I was like, yo, like, but there's other thing that it does.
I thought you were gonna say something
Dennis-
else.
Moves around.
Time
What
to
the
wrap
fucking
it up.
fascinating? Yeah, like, what the fuck?
You almost caught me because I was about to agree with you, but on something else completely. And then I realized you're going a different direction here.
What?
No, I was just like, yo, holy
I
shit! I
definitely
just
didn't
realized,
think
like,
that it was good.
like
He was-
there's a thing that's going on. There's a process that's going on in there. The
Biologically?
like biological process, physical process. I mean, in the women too,
Mr.
right?
God.
Yeah, Mr. God created this shit in such a way where it's like, yo, it can do this or it can do that depending on the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty
I guess
fascinating
depending
fucking
on the
thing.
needs, right?
Or
Yeah,
what-
depending on the
yeah.
needs and it's a pretty fascinating thing.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
What?
saying.
What? One
From
thing
the
off-
same hole is what
One,
I'm saying.
one thing off topic
Sure.
I just thought about. You know how, like, for example, like when you say God, right? There's definitely in religious
thing with the
circles and just in general in people, like if you if you swear on God, like that's something serious or something
Yeah.
like that, right? But then I was just thinking about that, like these people taking it so seriously about like saying it or like whatever, right? if you're talking about God created man, does God know the habits of man and how man is?
100%.
So then how
Yeah,
could
he
that be? How
They're
could that
wrong.
anger him?
They're 100% wrong.
Right?
They're 100% wrong.
It's like people who say that. You know
Impossible.
what I'm talking about in a very
I know what
serious
you
way.
said, and based on the logical structure of the way you set this up, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he?
Those people are 100% wrong. You're right.
I think it might be.
I think he's looking for his leash.
Mm-hmm.
Or she had enough.
Are you stuck?
What are you doing?